Hello everyone, welcome to The Lost Harbor. I am your host and your DM, Nitsify. Welcome to the Rum and Harbor campaign. We have our guests and our hosts and our players. Acrid, aka Dead Man. We have Issa, aka Blob.
Hey, I gotta go real quick.
Oh damn, not
Just
again.
kidding, no.
we have Reed, aka Box and a Frog, aka Bizarre Man, aka what's another nickname? Man, also known as Usagi.
Human.
I really need a fucking rabbit's foot right now.
You might need. I mean, well, you have one. You could cut your foot off. It might give you some luck. I don't know.
That would be a terrible idea.
We also have Dylan, aka Billin, aka Millen, aka Grillin, also known as Chrono.
Well,
Yeah, what happened to your voice? Your mic did that thing again where it starts dousing itself. What happened?
that's my JoJo Stan Nitsify.
It started doing that in the same campaign. It started doing it again. I don't know what the fuck's going on with your mic, man.
I don't know either, and to be honest, I'm too tired to care now.
We'll figure it out later. We also technically have in the peanut gallery behind the bar, in the far left, a person, Anya.
Just one
She is currently not here right now, but she might be later on. That being said, for those who may have forgotten, in the last episode, things kicked up quite a notch. A few things happened, just a few. Minor things, nothing too crazy. Mollis went into the waters to go check around for shipwrecks. They found some really good loot. It was a good time. Nothing really too bad happened besides that Titan burst out of the ocean floor. And they both rolled on that one, him and Mr. Whiskers, while they're underwater, and they may have burned to death. Yeah. And the last thing they did was try to contact a devil that Mollis had contact with a soul contract that he had found up on Himfine, if I remember correctly. On top of that, you guys arrived in the next island, aka X-Trax, after diverting a bit away from the Titan. It would have only taken 5 days. It took you guys 6 days to get there because you had to divert course a bit to avoid the Titan trying to murder you. Also, Pike, who dove into the waters when the fire was kind of boiling up, now has third-degree burns over his entire body and was essentially dealing with a serious injury, meaning that if he tries to fight, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good for him. He has like half the health of what he should have, and because of that, disadvantages on almost everything. Because his entire body is fucked up. It's not just a limb. The next thing that should be mentioned is that as you guys arrived at X-Trax, you chose to go do off different things. There was a little bit of shopping. Chrono went off into the woods to go meditate, ran into a wood elf, which randomly out of nowhere, Ublex, with their horny compass, managed to track down a wood elf in the middle of meditation, the same one that Chrono was talking to. Who fucking knows how that works? But they rolled really well in survival, so I allowed it.
Right
Look,
here.
the plot armor.
On top of that, Usagi went into the tavern with his apprentice, who managed to actually complete their training of the day, as they managed to swipe Usagi's sword temporarily. Which he does have back. I'm not going to be like, no, he doesn't have that back yet. No, you have it. But in the process, there was two things at the end of the session that happened. Which was one, after some poking and prodding, Usagi tried to get away from a certain someone that he found within a corner of a tavern, in which they realized he was lying to him and began to very quickly transform, as it is now a green, six-legged hound of some sort. That's kind of massive. This dude was maybe only 4 feet tall, maybe 3 feet tall at best, around there. And he's now hulking over Usagi at a good 9 feet. And that's on all 6.
Oh my.
The thing is massive. The other thing that should be mentioned is at the very ending was that Chrono and the elf and Ublex was confronted by a Navy man who came walking out of the woods. And the last words being that Taka's information was correct. That being said, we're getting in today's session.
Oh,
As
boy.
I want everyone to roll initiative.
Alright, just a quick heads up. My cat's in my lap right now, so I might be a smidgen slow.
Come on,
Oh,
here
wait,
we
never
go.
mind. I got one of my
Fine.
hands free.
Come on, motherfucker, give me a good roll.
Oh, okay.
Ah! Oh, you stole the 20 from me.
Oh,
Nah, dog, I got a cat on my lap.
got a
The
nat
cat's giving me
one.
the good vibes.
So
Oh,
here's
my
how
cat
we're gonna
just
do
got
this. I'm gonna actually real quick. For Issa and Chrono, we're gonna do these battles separately because otherwise we're gonna be bouncing between maps a lot. So we're just gonna go and knock out Usagi's fight. I think this will make the most sense. If you guys are
Right.
okay with that.
Hey, remember when I used the coin last time?
Yes, that will be coming into play here in a second. So I'm going to be rolling all your initiatives. I'm going to make the turn order here for you guys. Oh boy, hope you guys are ready. So we have.
Oh no.
Why is Chrono still in this
I
tournament?
love how I said, "Oh, I'm not gonna be strenuous voice," and then immediately start yelling.
What the fuck? Why is Chrono not going away? Okay, cool. There we go. Cool. What the fuck?
Just
is
a
this
quick
about?
update. Cat has left my lap. The nat 20 luck is now gone.
Okay. Add turn.
Good, maybe I can get it back.
It's
So-
up for grabs now.
You have gotten a nat 1. And I'll tell
That
you
means
the
it'll
effects of
last.
that later on because there is one extra thing. When I do nat 1s and nat 20s with initiative, that does have more repercussions than just last or first.
Oh my
Okay.
god.
So I will go ahead and pull out a token, by the way, and I will explain what it looks like in a bit, and I'll send the image in a bit here. But that demon will start stepping out, so that way I can put him into the turn order. I will yoink.
What the hell does he look like?
You will see in a second. But he got an 8 for his initiative. He rolled kind of bad for his initiative, sadly too, but it was at least better than yours, so that's something.
Yeah.
Then you have all the random NPCs that are in here. They'll have all their turns all in one go. That includes Yori with them. That way it makes it a little bit easier on everybody keeping track on these things. So I'm going to roll that. Goodness gracious, they got an 11. That's not amazing for these initiatives, straight up. And then you have your opponent, which is this massive hound. And it got a 15, so it will be going first. Alright. What the fuck? Why did that happen? Straight away, scuff, immediately. You gotta love it. So, you would see this thing as... Let's go ahead and get into that demon, because that does matter. Trust me, it will matter in this very moment, even though this thing's going first. As you flip that coin, a portal begins to appear, as I had mentioned before. This hellish radiance, not radiance, but like this, like, you know what I mean, this like hellish aura starts to come out of this portal, and it is just burning hot. The temperature in the room of this tavern has skyrocketed, as it feels like you are just actively standing right over, like, essentially like a fireplace or just anything of that nature. Just you're standing directly over fire. That's what it feels like right now. And I'm going to go put in NPC visuals as this guy starts to step out of the portal. It is it is what most likely was maybe at some point a human or maybe an elf or something of that sort, but they have that more humanish build. But it's this like almost charcoal gray skin. And they seem to be wearing this like tribal mask, something that would be normally worn more from a chieftain. They seem to have this.
Looks like a rabbit.
What?
Looks like a rabbit mask.
I saw more of like a deer mask, but fair enough. Either way, it's supposed to be tribal.
It looks like a jackalope then.
Yeah,
'Cause I
that's
see
more.
both ears and antlers.
I
so-
did not see ears, but I do see the antlers, so we'll say jackalope. He does have a quarterstaff that does seem to be spiked on both ends of it. Lastly, he does seem to have just like some pretty common like tribal gear, basically going like over his shoulders and covering like obviously his lower parts. As he would begin to step out, and I will say something that is not shown in the image, was the fact that parts of his skin is cracked, and you can see where like basically fire and lava kind of just course through his veins, essentially.
Oh my.
And you see him begin to step out as the initiative will begin to start. And oh boy,
So dead.
I
dead.
get to go pull up everything. Yay! Okay, cool. So you would see as this guy begins, as you see the like wolf or whatever the fuck you want to call this thing, begins to step forward and tries to immediately bite at you, in which case the demon will take that first initial hit for you, as you have summoned him to your aid. So he will roll to try and attack you, or in this case, the demon's AC. That is, he does have a multi-attack, so I will be rolling for 2 attacks, actually. He would go for a bite and then basically a swipe with the claws. So that was a dirty 20, and then a... Oh my god, that's a nat 20 on the demon. Okay. So you would see as he basically slashes at this demon first, doing 9 slashing damage to the demon. And then would proceed to then, like... Because basically what the demon has done, he just immediately just put his body in front of you. So that slash just goes straight across his chest. As he then just it just lunges forward onto his shoulder and just bites down on him. This demon is like maybe 7 feet tall, and this thing's 9 feet tall. So it has that height advantage on him. As it begins to bite down with that nat 20, tearing into his flesh. And I'm going to roll the damage here. So that was 9 and then 18. It rolled really bad for its bite damage. But I will be adding that on, so that's 27 damage in total to the demon. And I will mention that when the demon gets to a certain amount of health, it will dip. The other thing is that I will go and let you know, mechanically, like obviously your character would not know this, but for you as the player, so there's full transparency, the way this will work is essentially you have like 5 turns of this guy, of where he will help you. After the 5th turn, if he hasn't left because of health loss, he will go.
Oh, great. Okay.
So it is a timed assistance, but the assistance will be heavily helpful because it is a demon, meaning it's definitely not a level 2.
Okay.
So that is the good bit about this. Now that being said, comes into the next person's turn, which is everybody else that's in the tavern besides you and the demon. So you would see, as the barkeeper who was talking with Yori originally starts to see this kerfuffle, he sees like the slash and the bite and everything happen, and you would just hear him go, "Oi, what are you doing?" And you see this dragonborn grab the Yukola off the wall behind him and fucking hurl it at this thing. And that is that will barely hit. That is a dirty 18 to hit.
Yes.
As that is a d6 plus 4 damage. And that is 9 damage. As this thing will be taking 9 damage. As this Yukola basically stabs, like gets lunged into like the shoulder of this beast, essentially. I am going to mark that off into the health, so I remember while I'm thinking about it. 9 damage has been done to this thing. Pog. Okay. So you would then see him hop over the bar and begin walking towards it. As I'm going to roll what is the measurement in between. He does have enough speed. As he walks the full 30 feet. Actually, wait, no, fuck. Hopping over a counter would be technically rough terrain. So that would minus it down to a 15 feet radius. So that means he would have actually been able to get... He might still be fine with what he wants to do.
I think that 5 feet would take 10 feet, so he should get like. I think only that.
I
think just that section is difficult terrain.
Gotcha. Okay, yeah, whatever. Yeah, we'll just run with that. I normally run terrain stuff a little differently, but
Fair
it's
enough.
fine. We'll run with that for now. I'll explain it later on in future sessions because we've got a lot to blast through. Let's be real here.
That's what she said. Anyways.
Sure. As he won't be able to do anything else without hitting the 2 of you in the process, so that is where he will end his turn. I will go ahead and double check the radius between here, technically speaking. That is a 45. So you see that the 2 orcs will start to approach. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Yeah, so the 2 orcs will begin to approach, but they will not be able to fully get there yet. But they will begin making their way over to this fight. Because they are very quickly noticing what's going on. As for Yori, you would see that Yori would just look over. Like, it is as soon as she heard the commotion going on, she had her head spinning on a fucking dime. As you, you wouldn't see because your eyes are currently locking with the beast, but you would hear a poof, as you know that is her teleportation, as she teleports on the side of this thing, and begins to slash at it with 2 daggers. As she will roll, that is a natural 19. That will definitely hit.
Yes!
And what is her proficiency for the other one? Yori. That is a +6 onto hers. The other one will barely hit. Cool. So she'll get both of her dagger attacks onto this thing. I will roll the damage. She got 7 and max damage 8. So she does 15 slashing damage as she just straight away just digs both of her daggers at the same time into the side of this beast and then tears down. Ooh. And then on top of that, as soon as she does that, you see her jump off the thing, breathe in, and you can feel, or not feel, but you can see like little sparks begin to form in her mouth as she breathes out using, as she is a Arctic, or not Arctic, she is a mixture of 2 kitsunes, and this should be mentioned. She is an astral and a volcanic kitsune. As volcanic kitsunes get a thing called infernal lungs. As she will begin to breathe fire.
Oh, I have an idea.
And I will roll for that. Also, Pog, we love ideas. She got an 8, so it doesn't do any damage. So basically what happens is that the way she ends up breathing, she starts to breathe in, but it's like she just didn't take enough time to properly build up the fire in her lungs. So when she does it, there's smoke that comes out. But it's not really enough to cause any diversion or to really cause any, it just doesn't do anything at the end of the day. But that will be the end of her turn. As next up will be the demon. And I will go ahead and let me do bada-bash, skibidi-boo. That was 15 is what she did. So apply. There we go. As the Crimson Demon, the demon you have summoned, will begin to fight. Okay. As you would see him lift his, quarterstaff, as this thing's still biting onto his shoulder, as, essentially what he does is he lifts his quarterstaff over his, shoulder with the other end. So it's being bit down on the right shoulder. He lifts it with his left hand, essentially. And then just clubs it on the neck. As I will mention that while he was doing this, it began to catch fire. I will roll that. What the fuck? The demon's not getting good rolls. It was a nat 20 on this demon to get attacked, and then I rolled a nat 1 on its attack. So what happens is that you see it swing the quarterstaff down on this neck, and without really realizing how much fire it's putting onto this quarterstaff, it incinerates its own quarterstaff.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah. As it basically just completely gets burnt to ash. Fun fact, if you attack with a nat 1 and you're using a weapon, there's a shot you break your weapon. That's what happened in this case. It won't always, nat 1s don't always lead to damage being done to you. Instead, sometimes it goes a different route. You would then see with bonus action, you would see his right hand begin to light up as he casts a fun little spell. An old cantrip that nobody here would recognize, so I'm not even going to say the name. But you would see that it is this white magic. As he puts his hand on the underjaw of this beast, and you see a surge of this force just surge through its body. And I will roll for that. That is a dirty 23. That will do damage. And I will roll the damage. As he does max damage, doing 19 force damage. And I will note that down, as next will be your turn. As he is basically keeping this thing off bay for you for now.
Okay.
Gonna be honest with you, Reed, I don't think you have much to worry about this fight, because you just basically said, alright, looks like it's time for an all-out attack. Insert Persona music here.
Okay, I have an idea. I have a brilliant idea, but I need to get him out of the goddamn building before I can do it.
Okay.
Somehow.
I'll ping where the door.
It involves an oil flask.
A what flask?
It involves an oil flask that I have.
Okay.
And fire. The only problem is I would really rather not set fire to the building.
That's fair. There's a lot of wood.
There's also a poison dragonborn behind you, who would be very annoyed if you set his building on fire.
Exactly. Let me think for a second. How am I going to get this to work?
Tackle him through the window.
I'm going to toss. Well, how far away can I toss ball bearings?
Technically, it's just an athletics check, but I'd say, what is your current strength? What is your, like, natural modifier?
It's +1.
+1. So I'd say probably the farthest you could probably get is maybe 15 feet.
That's conveniently exactly where he is.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I'm just gonna, like, scoop up a handful of those, and would that be a bonus action, or?
I'd say it's a bonus action.
Okay.
Yeah.
For a bonus action, I'm going to scoop up a handful of those and just roll them under the table.
Yeah, cool.
Here we go. Please let this work. So it's just my strength mod, you said, or?
Yes.
No, athletics check.
Athletics check, technically speaking. Yeah.
You motherfucker, are you kidding me?
Would you get? Oh, sad. So you'll be able to get it like that first. Obviously you can't fail at this. So what I'd say is that you don't get it 15 feet, but you do get like the first 10 feet.
Unfortunately, that's under the table and thus useless.
Yeah. So it's just kind of underneath this like table that's been kind of like moved a bit. Because originally this table was a little organized a little bit differently because the transformation kind of knocked it to the side.
Oh, precious. Alright. Well, then I'm going to whip out my short bow and attempt to shoot him in the face.
Fair enough.
Can I use the table as cover?
Technically you probably could, but you would need to flip it over. Because the thing about it right now is that he's like right there. So I mean, like if you went to like one of these other tables that are like in the background and then like flip that over, you could at least like right now you have like half cover. If you did that, or like it would be quarterly cover. There is a difference. It would be like quarterly cover essentially.
What I'm saying is that it wouldn't give me sneak attacks.
It wouldn't. You would need to have a table fully flipped over and ready to go essentially. And as long as he knows you're there, it's not really a proper sneak attack. Because sneak attack, the way a sneak attack works, technically speaking, is that you have to surprise the person.
Okay.
So if you can find a way to surprise this guy with your attack, then you would
damn it, I already used my bonus action.
Yeah.
So now I can't turn invisible. Fuck.
There's always next turn.
Yes, there is. In the meantime, I'm just gonna back away just a little bit and attempt to shoot him in the face.
Fair enough.
Oh, please let this work. Okay, here we go. Let's use D&D Beyond, please. I don't like Roll20 right now.
Yeah, if you need to. I got you, man.
You asshole, that's a 10.
You got a 10? Okay, so you shoot...
Are you
here's
shitting me?
Here's what would happen, is that you shoot this arrow, and you shoot this right as, like, he and the demon is, like, this beast and the demon is essentially just, like, they're in a current, like, contest of strength. So the demon's trying to, like, wriggle him off, and the beast just gets, like, loses a little bit of ground for a bit, and gets moved more to the right. So the arrow just flies by. And is that the end of your turn?
Suppose it is.
Alright. So next up is the beast. As you'll see the beast, who is it going to pay attention to? It has been stabbed and is still actively wrestling with the demon, which by the way, I need to actually move the demon a little bit closer. Actually, technically speaking, what I did wrong was I was supposed to make his icon bigger. Apologies, hold on. As he should be taking up 4 blocks, not 1.
Oh my.
So apologies on that. He is chonk.
Fucking chonk.
He is chonk. He is technically a big guy.
Bro just had the cereal with the milk.
Yeah. But yeah. So let's see. That is a 12 plus 7. That's gonna hit. And okay, that's gonna hit. And we're gonna roll for which person, because that's determining which person is actually hitting that. That's for the demon. And that's for Yori. Thankfully, it's not Yori that's being attacked here. So it's keeping its attention right now on the demon. So you would see as it attacks the demon twice, yet again, as it basically lets go of that bite and immediately slams its body into the demon, basically trying to push him forward. As he will roll a athletics check. And that is, sadly, he failed in the athletics check. As it's not a thing that it's not the fact that the demon gets like sent back, but rather that he's not able to keep his footing. So even though his legs are not shaking or moving, his feet are being dug into the wood panels, and the wood panels are giving out. So the wood he's being pushed back, and the wood panels are being dug up in the process. As he gets knocked back here, and the table gets flipped over.
Oh my.
As that will do some damage, as he's been basically bludgeon attacked, essentially just slammed, charged. That is max damage of, that is 15 damage to the demon. And then he has the other attack, where once again, he swipes. And that one did hit, as it was a natural 18. The demon's not having a good time. Man came out of existence and got fucking, like, ganked.
Yeah, exactly, and now I feel bad.
Hey, it is what it is, as he takes another 11 damage as he has been slashed away at. As this, again, it's just another slash, like, across the chest. As that is the end of the monstrosity's turn. As it now comes down to everybody else's turn. As you would see the orc male, the guy who had the shield that you saw, like, ages back last session. Like, I want to mention, he has a longsword with him, and he's picked up his shield. As you would see him try to, like, basically swing the longsword and then bash its leg. As he's trying to knock it off balance. So with the bonus action, he will try to knock it off balance using his athletics check. That is a natural 20. So unless this thing rolls a natural 20, it is not going to keep its balance. No. So you see as he comes from, because, like, it kind of barreled past him, essentially. So he comes from behind, and with his shield, just bashes it, like, right where the knee is, technically speaking, but from behind. I don't know what that exact part of the body is called, but you know what I'm talking about. Normally getting hit in that area, not nice at all. I will also give that bludgeoning damage, and that will be doubled, because technically speaking, that was a nat 20. So that will be 2d6 of damage, is what I will allow that to be. Cool. As that will do a total of 14 bludgeoning damage to the monster. And we are going to mark that off, and then he is going to swing his longsword. And he got another nat 20. What the fuck? Okay. The orc's on fire, I guess. As he does a d8 plus 3. So I'm going to go ahead and roll that.
How the hell is he on fire?
No, not literally. He's just.
I mean, technically, he did knock the guy prone, so it's an easy stab.
Okay, so I want to mention. So he's done another 10 damage to this thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, that's Pog. Awesome. I'm going to apply the damage to that. This thing is not in bloodied yet. I want to mention this. But it has taken some good hits so far, which is needed in this fight. I will mention that. As you would see the other orc, the orc lady that was already approaching a little bit back, basically she was walking before. You see her begin to take a running start as she jumps up and tries to go for a drop kick on this thing, as it is now prone. Basically trying to drop kick it directly in the stomach. As it is, like, basically been knocked over to the side, like, so it's on its right side, essentially. As that is a natural 17 that is going to hit when you add in the modifiers. As you do know that this is a monk that you're dealing with, so this person activates Flurry of Blows. As essentially what she does, sadly, the 2 Flurry of Blows did not hit. So you see her, like, essentially run up and hit this drop kick. As she does 7 bludgeoning damage, then proceeds to stand up. And for some reason, when she kicks into this thing, it's like its body liquefies in these next 2 attacks. Because its body almost acts like a water or a liquid or like a goo almost. As it just kind of like waves, similar to like if you just like punched water, like a ripple effect essentially. As next up would be Yori, as Yori would begin her attack. As once again, you would see Yori, who's now basically just standing on the other side of this thing, just begin stabbing like hell at this thing. As she will, I don't have to even roll the second part for her advantage. She got a nat 20. What the hell?
Oh damn!
What the fuck? Okay. That is what the hell? Okay, I guess the MPs really hate this guy. I don't.
To be fair, I mean, Yori, attacked her boss. So.
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
Picturing this tiny kitten stabbing someone repeatedly.
Yeah.
She's still taller than me.
Oh man. So
granted, that's not hard.
Yeah, that's fair. It's not hard at all. So you see her essentially like bring her arms in an X formation and then slash down the middle of this thing's back. And then on top of that, she hit her other attack as she once again tries Infernal Lungs and begins to breathe fire directly over its body. As you see its body for that like 2 seconds get covered in fire. So I'm going to roll the dagger damage, and since both these dagger damages are rolled at the same time, then that 20 applies to both of these daggers. Ew. So that's 10 plus 10, so that's 20 piercing damage.
Oh my god.
And then the Infernal Lungs, which was it wasn't a special amount. Why does it not add in the damage? I will just roll it manually. I will have to fix that on the Volcanic Kitsune race. And she does 1 fire damage. What the fuck? Hey, but you know what? Damage is damage at the end of the day. You need whatever you can get. So that's 21 damage in total. Skill issue, indeed.
Is it bloodied yet?
Anya put it. Near the small.
It is nearing bloodied. It's starting to look kind of bad, but it's not bloodied yet. As you would see once again, the demon's turn has come up. As the demon will begin to open his hand.
Oh shit.
And again, you see something begin to cast, as he no longer has his weapon. But who said he needed that weapon to begin with?
Oh shit.
As you see, I want to mention, by the way, you brought a demon into a bar.
That sounds like the opening to a bad joke.
Yeah, it's about to become a bad joke. So he creates a fiery whip in his hand. You're in a wooden area.
He's about to hit the nay.
Yori doesn't put under fire with. I want to mention this. Yori doesn't put under fire out of like her lung thing to like put a place on fire for it to be risky, so she was fine. However, a literal fiery whip, where it's a finesse weapon, is a little bit more risky. As you see him create a whip, and begins to thrash this thing. Fun fact, you wanna know what's crazy about this attack apparently? According to D&D, with how this one's set up, there's no to hit.
It's just
meaning it's guaranteed.
Oh damn.
Why didn't he lead with that?
I didn't notice this till now. So now this
You just get the damage, just get hurt, bitch.
As he does 8d8 plus 4 fire damage, doing 40 fire damage to this thing. As he begins to whip the living hell out of this thing. And I'm going to, as it is now bloodied.
I think I know what. Wait, I made that spell. Hold on.
You may have. I want to mention. Yeah. It is a primordial spell, but it is modified. As you begin to see, like, this thing, like, it's starting to lose a little bit of its form. It's becoming a little bit less solidified, essentially. That is its way of being bloodied, essentially. As it does not have blood, but you can probably tell from this thing, it is probably made completely out of some type of liquid.
Liquid, you say?
Yeah, some type of liquid. Now, what type of liquid you don't know.
Okay, Reed, hear me out. Get one of those like really big, wacky straws. You can guess the rest of this shit.
No, that's a terrible mistake.
Everybody grab the straws. Suck it dry.
Come on, guys, we gotta go to Walmart and find it in that one random aisle just hanging off the shelf.
With this bonus action, it will once again begin to form essentially because it's doing the whip with its right hand, right? You see with its left hand, it begins to form a spear out of thin air.
Oh, great.
It is made of that similar white magic, so you can probably guess it might be force magic, most likely.
Cool.
As it creates a spear and tosses it at the, still prone beast. Doing 2d12 plus 4 force damage.
Is this thing gonna die before I can even get?
That's just the bonus action. Cantrips take bonus actions in my world.
Okay.
But that is the end of its turn, as it does 13 force damage to this creature. And this is now your turn.
Oh, finally. Okay.
You have groups on your side. That's the good bit for you right now. You might only be one player character, but you have a lot of NPCs.
I will save the oil for a last resort.
Fair.
But in that case, I'm going to use my bonus action to turn invisible.
Okay.
Would being invisible get me sneak attacks?
Yes, technically speaking, because they would not know where you are.
Good. I'm gonna do that. Just sidle right up to this thing, and attempt to shank it.
All right. Go ahead and do it. Remember, you have advantage because he's prone.
Oh, please, God, let this work. Okay.
So you can roll twice.
Whoa.
Here we go.
Here we go, man. Come on. Come on.
I'm gonna. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna roll once in roll 20 and once in D&D Beyond.
Yeah.
Because both of them have been shit so far tonight. Okay. Here we go.
It's fair. It's fair.
Here we go. That's a 14.
Okay. That was your first roll, right?
Yeah, and the other one was a 13. Are you fucking kidding me right now?
Damn.
What is wrong with my rolls?
What the fuck? Okay, yeah, I hate to say it, but you do miss. I feel bad saying that.
Wait, Usagi, do you only have a +4 to your attack?
Yes.
Man.
I am level 2!
Yeah.
Fair
Wait,
enough.
just out of curiosity, so what's your proficiency plus your dex? Is your dex a +2?
Doesn't D&D Beyond do that automatically?
Yes, I was just curious, more just as like the DM. More of me just asking.
My dex is +4.
Okay. Wait, are you not proficient in your weapon?
Longsword? Not yet, no. Or shouldn't I be?
I'm gonna be honest, I run rogues as proficient with longswords, so if you aren't, go ahead and add that.
Okay, how do I manually modify that?
So what you can do is you can go to your D&D sheet, right? And you're going to go on the left-hand side, it says proficiencies in languages. You're going to click on the manage. Then you're going to... It should
wait a minute. Longsword is listed, so then why the hell didn't it add the...
It didn't add it?
No, it didn't.
Okay. Well, we will fix that. We'll look into that. But for now, we're
What
going
a
to roll
16
with
hit?
it. 16, that will barely hit. That is the AC.
Thank God.
Also,
thank God. Okay.
Also, if it's a longsword +1, it's not even giving you the +1 to damage.
That is
Like
very
+1 to hit.
That is a very good point. What the fuck?
We will fix that. We will figure out what's going on with that, and we will fix that.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, if you had a
point
+1,
that
then
out.
it should have been 17 then, because you have a plus.
You should have had a +7 to hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell?
I don't know what's going on with that. We will fix that. We will fix that.
Okay,
I'm
good.
so sorry. Yeah, so you can go to where your damage, dude.
Oh, well, I understand. It's running it off of your strength. It's not running it off of your dex.
Why?
Because longswords default to strength. So you're gonna have to go in
My strength is
manually.
+1.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to go in manually and add up 3 to hit and to the damage.
I did not even think about that. Longswords always roll off strength instead of
How
dex.
the fuck do I do that?
You should
I
be able to
can-
just change what it rolls off of.
No, you can't. You can't change that.
That's only with
So
like
if you-
monks, I
if
think.
If you click the weapon, like on the D&D Beyond sheet, you can go to
Yeah.
customize, and then onto hit bonus and to hit damage, or in damage bonus, add a 3, because that should be the difference between your strength and your dex.
That is correct. And to hit bonus, add a 3 as well, because...
Yeah, the 3 to hit bonus and to the damage bonus.
Okay. There we go. That's
There
better.
we go.
Okay.
Now you can roll correctly. I
Thank
fucking
you.
saw that, and I was like, I'm gonna point this out because this is wrong.
Yeah, thank you. Otherwise, I might have been in trouble. Anyway, that's 7 damage.
Alright, 7 damage. I will add that on. Cool. Alright, 7 damage.
Oh wait, I forgot the sneak attack die.
Yeah, don't forget that, yeah.
Yeah, give me a second. That's an extra 1d6.
Let's go.
That's 5 more damage.
Okay, 5 more, so 12 in total. Pog? Alright. Pog, awesome. I'm glad you got a hit in. So hopefully now you'll start getting more of your hits in, because I know lately, like the past few times you weren't able to hit much, but that might have been why.
You weren't using the right stat.
You know,
D&D Beyond sucks.
You know what? This is ironic though, because this happened with me when I was doing Viper in your campaign for the longest time. Literally for the first 8 sessions I was in, I was adding the wrong modifier in. So that being said, as it is now back to the beast's turn, as I'm going to roll who is going to pay attention to, it will use its move action to get back up. So this is for the demon.
can't
this
see me,
is
right?
for Yori. It cannot see you right now, but it'll have to roll a perception check. It does not care about the Dragonborn right now. It does not care about the orc. It does care about the orc that hit it in the back of the leg, though, so it cares about the guy orc. As it begins to turn around. And I will roll a perception check real quick for this thing as well with you.
Fuck.
That does matter. What the fuck? One is roll me your stealth. Roll me your stealth first.
What do you mean? What the fuck? What did it get?
It got a natural 19, but you might be able to bullshit.
You might be able to bullshit this.
You might
I got
be able to...
+6.
This thing doesn't have high perception. You actually have a shot.
Don't die, Nets.
Oh man, what'd you get? Dude.
And this is the correct roll. My rolls are just shit.
Dude, what is going on with you, man? So it
I'm
looks
so
at you.
mad.
Physical dice are better.
That's it. That's it. I'm pulling out my physical die. I refuse.
If
I
you
refuse.
need to, man. If you need to, I get it. Luckily, so it does notice you, so it knows where he is. But the good bit is that it doesn't seem to pay attention to him. Yay!
Oh, good.
So that means that you won't.
Stealth.
You could technically next turn with your bonus action, you could just re-stealth and you'll be fine.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, that's not too bad. That's not too bad. Right, cool. So it's going to focus on the male orc as it begins to slash. I'm going to roll for it. Slash as he brings up his shield and just barely blocks it in time. As even with him bringing up this shield to block this strike, you see an orc almost lose his footing. And then the second attack comes into play as it tries to bite down. And it does hit, sadly enough. As soon as that swipe comes down and it re-gets its footing, it immediately puts all of its weight down and bites down on this orc.
Uh-oh.
And I'm going to roll the damage here, as these are d8s for this damage.
Oh.
For the bite. That is high rolls. 13 piercing damage, as he is immediately bloodied. In fact, he's kind of crippled. Yeah, that hurts. You see this thing bite down, and you see that, like, he's keeping his ground, but you see his legs almost begin to buckle as soon as this thing starts putting its weight on him.
Oh boy.
And you can see it, you can hear him just... You can just hear that grunt.
Oh boy.
And next up is the NPC slaughter. Here we go. Everybody.
I swear to God, if I only survive this because of
the NPC. Yeah.
I mean,
no, you know what? That's a good thing.
Okay. So
what just happened?
The orc that's been bit, he rolled for his athletics to get this thing off. Nat 1. So you see as this thing begins to tear further and further down into his shoulder, and then you see it lift as you see like him almost go limp as his eyes black out, and you see it toss him with just like a whip of the head across the building. As I'm going to grab his icon, as you would see him get sent into the tavern counter, crashing into the alcohol.
Oh, he's dead.
And I'm going to roll.
I'm sorry, but I can't help. I'm sorry, but I can't help him with this.
Orcs have relentless ability, so they have a shot of still staying at 1 HP when being knocked down. And he rolled a nat 2, so he will go unconscious. As you hear that
these
crash.
rolls?
Yeah. To be fair, they got a bunch of nat 20s on this guy, and then it was an immediate nat 1 next round. You see the other orc just become enraged by this. And you would see her grab this thing by the neck and basically jump up and put all of her weight down on its neck as she begins to try to choke this thing out. And that is the first hit, that's the second hit, and flurry of blows, she hits all 3 attacks. As she has this thing grappled, it begins to just try and literally choke it to death. As I'll be rolling its her damage, that is 5, 6, and 7. So that is a total of 18 bludgeoning damage. As she begins to choke this thing out and just starts screaming. It is not intelligible scream. It is just an outright, you fucking bastard.
Oh boy.
So that's fun. You would also just hear the Dragonborn go, my fucking hell! And, you would see him and be, oh, what the fuck? As you see him begin to, he doesn't have weapons, he's a bartender at the end of the day. He just grabbed that one weapon off the wall from before it threw it. As you begin to see him begin to inhale, as he's about to unleash a, like, Dragonborn's breath attack.
Oh shit.
And you see this thing, which it was facing away from him. He was on its right side, as it swings around with its, like, one of its middle legs, because it has 6 legs, so one of the legs in the middle, it uses that leg and fucking sends him flying.
What the hell?
As it smacks him with another nat 1.
Are you kidding?
As he goes crashing into the crates. I will roll the
God.
damage.
Oh, this ain't good.
Yeah. That is... see, that's 3 plus 6, that's 9, double that, that's 18. This is a bartender, they're not gonna have a lot... yeah, no, that's all of his health gone. As you see him just go out. And, Yori is now into the fight, as it's now Yori's turn. As you see Yori, yet again, it now has... it's no longer able to keep sight on her. So she goes around behind it and begins to stab that same fucking leg that it got the shield bashed into. As that is it, her stab, and that is her breath attack. Okay, you see her try to stab into this thing, and you see, once again, it's like skin goes almost liquidy for that second. As she just didn't get the timing down to hit it when it was solid. So the knives go in, but nothing's done. You can tell that did not hurt at all. But then as soon as she pulls her knives out and it becomes solid, she unleashes, once again, a breath of fire, as she will get her hit in fire damage. And I'm going to roll her fire damage here. That's a d6. As she does 5 fire damage to this thing. And that will be 5. And then next up will be the demon. Okay, the demon. You see once again. Actually, I don't have to even roll for that. Never mind. It has the whips. You see the demon once again begin to, as it's now once again looking the beast directly in the eyes, begins to slash it in the face. I will begin to roll the demon's attack with its fire whip, essentially. As it does 37 fire damage, and then it will proceed to once again lift its other hand up, its left hand, and you see a fire begin to, basically begin to broil on its palm as a firebolt shoots out, as it will roll the hit. And I will use the roll from before, because I didn't need to roll that, and now it has a roll, as that will barely hit the AC, and it'll do an extra 2d10. So in total it has taken 37 plus 12. So that is 49 fire damage in total to the beast. As it should now be, hopefully, if I am doing my maths correctly, it is now in a crippled state.
Alright, come on, man. You can finish him off.
That is its turn. It is now up to you.
You can do it.
Oh, please. Okay, now let me see. What can I do here?
Now, I will tell you this. Because
What?
it is grappled, and it is technically looking away from you, you will have advantage.
Sneak attack?
And your sneak attack.
Oh, good. Okay.
Because you are invisible.
Okay. Perfect.
Well, I did notice you, since it took its eyes off, it would have to re-find you again.
Okay, good. Perfect. Okay, here we go. Rolling.
You got this, man.
That's a 23!
There you go!
Wait, you motherfucker!
He's done it!
I'm so mad. My roll.
man.
Listen. My last campaign I was in earlier this week, my rolls were also shit.
Oh, dude.
Like, this has just been a bad week for me in terms of dice.
I get it, man.
Come on.
I get it. Come on, you got this, man. Roll
Okay,
high.
here we
Roll
go.
high. You know it's bad when the DM's rooting for the player. Come on.
That's 12 damage.
Nice. And that's with your sneak attack?
Yep.
Okay, cool. So you do that 12 sneak attack damage. Fun fact, that is just enough.
Oh wow.
How do you want to end this?
As it looks away,
Mm-hmm.
As it looks away, you see a perforation appear in its neck, like drawing blood as it or whatever it is, as it like spurts everywhere.
I'll let you know, it doesn't have like a proper blood. It is like a complete goo. But yeah, essentially what will happen is that like you would realize like as you're stabbing into this is very similar to the slime that Ublex has. As like essentially your blade just gets coated in this like green ooze and it's just shooting everywhere.
As my invisibility dispels,
What the flip?
I gave you an opportunity to leave. You should have taken it.
You would just hear it go as it begins to like slowly shift out of this beast form and into this, more humanoidish form once again. And it is like holding onto its stomach. You would hear it just go, I will be back. And you see it deform into a puddle. And then disintegrate.
Should have drank it while you still had the chance, man.
Yeah.
That's lovely. We'll get to see him again.
As I will grab something real fast, but you keep talking. Sorry.
Oh dear me! I should tell Ublex about that later.
That would be good. That would be good.
Where is he?
Could be important.
What are they anyway?
Which, speaking of that, you would see in the door, you would see Karori run in.
What?
And you'd see her very quickly look around and look over to you and just go, we need to get going. Navy are here.
Oh, for God's sake.
We had to move the ship east side.
Okay. Yep.
Let's go.
I nod to Yori and just run.
Yeah.
Start bolting out the door.
You guys would run out, and as soon as you guys begin to run out of this door, you would see immediately there are Navy from almost every side coming out. There are Navy coming from different sides of the alleyways. There are some coming from the streets.
Oh, great.
And that is where we're going to cut off, as we're going to swap over to a different fight.
Oh, fuck me. Taka's going to be here. Oh, no.
As, once again, Chrono, you were staring down this elf with Ublex and Shadeo. As the last words he said was, so Taka was right.
Okay, as a response to that, Chrono is gonna look surprised at first, and then he'll take out his tonfas, and he's gonna point directly at this man and go, Taka, oh shit, you're the Navy, aren't you?
I'm Navy, alright. But don't worry, I've been wanting a fight like this for a while.
Chrono is gonna turn to his new elf friend, and he says, listen, this guy, I'm pretty sure he's here for just me and my crewmate. We're sort of doing the pirate thing. I'm not gonna ask you to fight with us. If you want to run away, that won't bother me at all.
He would look to you and just go, trust me when I say this. I have my own reasons. And as you guys begin to roll into initiative, you would see that Navy men from all sides of the forest begin to surround.
Hey, what's up, gang?
As they begin to come out completely like all different sides of the forested area that surrounds this clearing.
That's not good.
And there's one other thing.
Yes, fucking.
As this happens, you would hear a swirling.
Yep, it's her.
You don't know what it is, but something feels off. I'm not gonna have Chrono do this. I'm only gonna have Ublex do this. Because you're the only magic user here. Roll me an Arcana check.
Well,
That was so cartoonish.
he's scared sound. I rolled a nat 20.
So you feel. I'm gonna also use that nat 20 for something else for you later. Because I want this to be worthwhile. So you feel immediately that there is some infernal magic beginning to brew somewhere within the clearing. And it will probably show up, whatever it is, within the next turn.
Smallest.
Now, that being said, roll initiative.
Oh, Christ. God.
I have net 20.
Iso, what we're going to do for you, because you rolled that nat 20 in Arcana, I'm going to allow you to roll advantage with initiative. Alright, so you got an 18. So I'm going to add turn, you got an 18. Alright, what about you, Chrono?
Shit, let me scroll back up. 23.
23, okay. So, 23 for you. Mm-hmm.
So, really quick.
Yeah.
You mentioned getting a net 20 at initiative will have certain advantages. Would you mind... I have a flavor thing for Chrono. Would you mind telling me what it is so I can incorporate it?
Yes, let me roll the initiative for all the other people first before I do that, because otherwise I will forget.
Understandable.
He would be coming second, as he got a dirty 20 for his. So the main Navy guy is going to go second, and then all the little corp guys will go last. As they got a 5 for their initiative. Okay, alright, and Shadeo. Right, buddy, what'd you get? Okay, you got a 16, buddy. You'll go right after Ublex. Cool. You got a 16, boink that. Alright, cool. So essentially when you get a nat 20 on your initiative, your first attack has advantage.
Okay, got it.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of go ahead and kick us off, as Chrono takes a step forward, as like the Navy people kind of start to surround them, he just kind of he gets into his fighting position and he says, "Okay, you know what? It has been a particularly difficult set of days recently. I'm questioning my existence even more than usual. I just discovered the existence of times, and most importantly, someone I care about is very likely dead. So, what I see in front of me is someone daring to get in my way. And if you're gonna get on my way, I'm gonna beat you down. And I'm not gonna hold back anymore. I'm fucking sick of this."
Just what I wanted from you. I joined the Navy for the exact fucking reason. I wanted to have a good fight.
Okay, I like to imagine Chrono interrupts him mid-sentence during that last part.
Okay.
With his attack.
Gotcha.
Okay, so let me double check really quick.
I should mention, by the way, the stance will probably matter to you since you are a monk specifically. He has his right hand up in a guard position, and he has his left hand dangling down.
Gotcha. Alright. Google Chrome's lagging on me. God
damn. L.
I'm so sorry. Please give me a second here.
L. Frickin' nerd.
I was just trying to literally put my sheet on my second monitor so I could keep track of it easier while I roll it on Roll20. I really hate Google Chrome sometimes.
You gotta love it, man.
Compared to all the other computer browsers I have, it seems to freeze up the most. Okay, here we go. All right. Boom, boom. That's a 19 to hit.
19 to hit. Let me double check his AC real quick. That will hit.
Excelente. And that will do 10 damage to start off with.
Okay.
Then I'm going to go ahead and trigger Flurry of Blows. So that is 22.
That'll hit.
Excelente. That's max damage. Yay. 8 damage.
Okay.
And now for the second one. Oh, another 19. Jesus Christ.
Okay, yeah, they'll hit.
And 6. So,
Alright.
fuck, my big number. Big number.
Yeah, so how'd you want to start off this fight? How's it starting off?
Okay, so kind of like right when this Navy guy starts to kind of wrap up his sort of like sentence, he gets cut off at the last word with a blow straight to the face from like the blunt tonfa.
Alright.
And then Chrono kind of like starts stretching his arms, and he just kind of mutters to himself, hope your teachings still apply to this era. And he gets his arms together, and whoever's seen Hajime no Ippo knows exactly what I'm talking about. As he starts maneuvering his body in a weird position, it starts unleashing a Dempsey roll as his flurry of blows.
Yeah, fair.
And he just kind of looks pissed off doing it. Yeah.
That's fair. Yeah, so he basically, for those who don't know what a Dempsey roll is, he basically just starts moving his body in essentially a, like, infinity symbol, like in a figure 8, essentially. Just weaving it back and forth and then using that momentum to basically put all those pressure into the fist. It's essentially what he's doing. Yeah. So yeah, you just start unleashing into a Dempsey roll. And it will now be his turn, as he will kind of like push off to basically get out of that. And, okay. Does a, let me skip-it-a-bow, does a 17 plus 7 hit?
Holy fuck, yes.
Okay, cool. And then does a dirty 18 hit?
Yes.
And does a 17 hit?
Yes.
Okay. So essentially what you see him do is he would just go, not bad! Let me give that a shot. And you see that arm that he's kind of like, his left arm that he's had like dangling, you see him swing it back, and you don't really fully realize what he's about to do. As he does essentially what is a flicker jab, as he outstretches his arm and just starts popping it. So you don't realize his range. But he's essentially bringing his elbow out to where it's almost near your face, and it's that thought process of, oh, it's just a forearm, and he's just not getting the range because maybe he misunderstood, and then he's popping the rest of his arm out to literally knock you in the side of your head.
Ooh, okay.
As he does that twice, and then casts Chill Touch.
Alright.
As I will roll the damage here. A fun fact, he only has one cantrip, because he is a high elf, but high elves do get a free cantrip, and that is the one that he has, as you take 14 bludgeoning damage.
Uh-oh.
Yep. And 1 necrotic.
Is it too late to use rewind?
You technically could use rewind, yes.
Okay, cool.
That's what it's there for. You should let me, I will say in advance later on, let me know before the damage is rolled.
Yeah, no, that's fair. I thought it'd be fine, but it's literally going to knock me out, so, like, I kind of don't have a choice here, really.
Yeah. Again, it's a 1v3, but the 1v3 is very much different. Something that I will say is that you'll realize that his people will not move unless he tells them to.
Noted.
So so most likely, considering he's excited for this fight, he probably won't tell them to do anything anytime soon. So.
Okay, so how do you want to do this exactly? Because I know you said, like, 3 different attacks.
So essentially, it would be 1 charge per attack.
Okay, so, sorry, just to be clear, 1 charge per attack?
Yeah. So, which ones are you willing to dodge? The martial or the magic?
Let's go with martial.
Okay. Are you using both charges on both of the martial attacks, or just on one?
I'm gonna use the one where he got a dirty 17 on, if I recall correctly.
Yes.
Just because I think I have the best odds of beating that mathematically.
Fair enough. Go for it.
Okay. That's like a dex save usually, right?
You should check your description, but it should say dex save if I remember correctly.
Got it. All right. Yeah, my bad. I could have done that myself, but my brain just went brr.
You're good. You're good.
All right.
Let's see what he gets. Yeah.
I think it's a +5 modifier. D20 plus Dex plus proficiency.
Your Dex save. It should say up on your sheet, top left.
Okay, no, it's okay. It's a 5. I'm positive.
It should. Are you positive or are you just guessing? There's a box that says your Dex save.
No, I am positive.
Okay.
Yeah. I just took a minute to figure out the wording. All right.
Okay,
and
gotcha.
21.
All right, that will dodge. So basically, essentially, you get hit with that second strike. You're gonna be like, nah. So you rewind that back. You move out to the side, and then you get hit with that chill touch, essentially.
Mm-hmm.
As that will be his turn. As next up will be Ublex.
Wait, how much damage do I take after that?
So technically, you will have taken the first bit of damage. So now I gotta re-look back. I don't think I rolled that digitally, so I gotta re-remember now. This is why I want you guys in the future when you do stuff, if you have a move like this, you say it ahead of time. Actually, by the looks of it, I actually did roll it digitally, luckily. Problem, that was the first roll, that was the second roll I did. Actually, no, so that's fine. So you can add 8 health back to your HP.
Okay, got it. Sick.
Yeah. Alright. Well, your health is going funky. Ublex, what are you doing?
Don't worry about it.
Isa.
No.
You got this. What's your plan?
I'm gonna try to cast Dissonant Whispers on this guy.
Okay, go for it. Is it a DC save or is it to hit? Double checking.
It's a Wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom save? Alright. You always make sure to let me know if it's a DC or not. Like, I normally ask, but like just in case if I forget to. That way we don't have a random pause. Like, yeah, so like, are you gonna roll? I'm just sitting here like, huh? Yeah, I think he will fail this. That is a 7+1, so yes. What's the damage?
I rolled a 6. Wait, that passes.
You rolled a 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So you
Does
take...
he beat though?
You rolled a d20.
Wait.
No, he's supposed to beat the Wisdom saving.
Yeah, no, he lost. Didn't you already
shit.
roll it? I thought you had already... He rolled a 7 on it. I thought you had already,
Oh!
You
Sorry,
confused the fuck out of me. What happened?
No.
Yeah, he already
I'm
failed.
gonna take this opportunity.
Yeah,
I'm gonna take this opportunity to use the bathroom. I'll be right
Go
back.
for it, go for it. Yeah, so roll your damage, because he had failed the DC save. You don't need to roll it to hit.
Yeah.
I see what happened there. I was sitting here, I was like, wait, what's going on? I see what happened.
Bitch.
Also, is there any stats effect from this, or is it just damage?
He's supposed to use his action, like the reaction, if he has a reaction, to move as far as away from me.
Okay. Just unfortunately, because I know some spells will cause it, some won't. When he moves further away from you, will that cause opportunity of attacks for anyone that's near him? Does it mention that? Because some does and some don't.
Let's see, I'm reading it right now.
Okay. I always recommend trying to read up on the stuff that your spells do, because that way...
I don't see anything.
So it doesn't say anything about whether or not it'll cause opportunity attack or not. Okay, so if that's the case, then default, technically, it will cause opportunity attack. So Chrono, you will get an opportunity attack as he begins to back away.
Ooh.
I don't have any more space on the map, so this is as far as he's gonna go back. But he basically starts heading into the tree line.
My damage is 13.
Okay, cool. 13 damage. I will add that on.
Okay.
As he basically just feels, is it psychic or necrotic actually?
Psychic.
Psychic. As he just feels a pang of psychic damage hit his head, And he doesn't know why, but there's just that feeling of like, fuck, I need to back up. Holy shit. As he just begins to like basically stumble back a bit.
Imagine a blob just fucking killing you with his mind.
Opportunity attack failed, FYI.
Gotcha. So as you start to you begin to throw like another like haymaker towards him to try and like start up another Dempsey roll essentially, he just kind of like knocks that arm immediately out of the way. He just immediately just knocks it to the side like, nah, fuck that. You aren't doing that. As next up will be, unless you want to use your bonus action, you can use cantrips on your bonus action. I will remind you. Isa?
No, I'm not gonna do bonus action.
Understood. Alright.
I'm back.
So that's the end of your turn. Welcome back. Man has backed away because she succeeded on her blah 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 spell.
Great.
Yes. As Shadeo will now go into his mode. And let me see how far away they are. That is now a 45. What is his length? He has a walking of 45. That is hella lucky. As he will begin to basically sprint forward. As you see that he pulls a dagger out of his pocket. And begins to just swing. As he doesn't hold it in the way like, you know how you can hold it where the blade points forward, and you can also hold it basically upside down, so that way it has like the blade basically pointing down towards the floor, essentially. He's holding it basically upside down, essentially. So he can just do like a sliding slash. As a 16 plus 7 will hit, as he will do a d4 of damage, and then he will go into a flurry of blows with this weapon. As he will get one other hit in, so I will roll that. As he does essentially just a like consecutive, what's the word? A consecutive row of just slashes, just straight down the body. As he does a total of 18 slashing damage to this Navy guy. Like, I want to mention, he doesn't say a fucking word. It is immediately straight to the point. There is a lot of urgency in the way Shindeo fights. It's something that you'll pick up, Chrono, because you are a monk. He does not waste time. And it is immediately now onto the grunts. The grunts have not been told to do anything, so they will continue to stand there, basically swords ready.
Quick question. Is this leader, Captain Navy guy, is he bloodied, or?
He is, let me double check here. He is technically bloodied. Barely.
Okay. I was double checking because collectively we all did over 40 damage, and I was like, alright, if that's not an indicator for how much HP he has, I don't know what will. Anyways.
Yep. The way you can tell is that, like, because I prefer to, mention, like, when someone's bloodied, that there are specific things that will, like, kind of point towards that. Why is Benjamin here? Benjamin, get off this map. What are you doing?
What the flip?
There's the
I thought he was just running towards the fucking group.
No,
it's just like, I was like, damn, I guess Benjamin's here.
No, essentially, the thing is about it is that there is a bit of blood coming from the mouth, and then there's the blood from the injuries. And you can tell that that original and initial energy is not there now. But before you start your turn, there's something that should be mentioned, which is that infernal aura that was coming from before. As you will see a portal begin to open. And it would be, I'm going to ping it, on the right side of the enemy and on the left side of Chrono. Okay. As a portal begins to emerge. And a certain someone that's changed just a little. I'm gonna tell you right now, you're going to have to re-add your what do you call it? Skibidi booba, skibidi babu. Your health onto your icon because I had to update it. So let me grab your image. As you see a more demonic form of Mollusk begin to show up. I forgot to make the token, but I have the picture. So for now, you're gonna have to work with basic old Mollusk.
After you pointed out the infernal energy, for those of you who don't know in the video viewing audience, Acrid and Anya were playing Crowd Champions earlier. I clicked on Acrid's profile. He is no longer playing Crowd Champions. Oh shit, Malice is back.
As you see him reemerge, he has the old clothing that he had from before. But there's a little bit of a difference. There are horns that have grown onto his head. There are you can very lightly notice this right now. It's not really shown in the image, but you can very lightly see some like light points coming from the back end of his robe, from like his back. So he might have some spikes on him now. And you can see that his eyes have turned into a crimson red. There are no pupils now.
Badass.
As Mollis reemerges, as he basically, this portal is not in the air like the other demon, it is coming from the floor. As this is not as much of a brutal, like, sudden emerging like the other portal where it literally tore into dimension, into the world. It is a thin, well-cut, opened up portal. It is the smoothest opening of a portal you have seen in your fucking life. As you see a hand come out, the other hand, and he begins to pull himself up as he enters combat, as it will be his turn before your turn, because he technically gets last order. So he is technically next up.
Okay, fuck you, Acrid. I knew you were lying when you were saying back Malice was dead in RPM. I knew that was bullshit.
I mean, everyone knew there was a good shot I was coming back. I shouted, I'm making a deal with a demon.
I just realized my stalker hasn't shown up yet.
Yep.
Oh.
Yep. As,
always for later. Anyway.
Yep.
Also, holy shit, he's alive.
He's alive.
As I'm going to, Mollis is going to, as he's appearing, he's looking around, realizing, what the fuck is going on? I'm here now. I don't know what's going on, but I'm going to kill that guy.
Yep.
All I'm aware of is that he does not look like he looks about as confused as like, okay, I'm here. Fuck. Oh, there's Navy. Die.
Yep.
As he basically, as far as I'm aware, Mollis has a different pickaxe. It's probably still just a normal pickaxe.
It is. It's just like a normal everyday pickaxe of what you had to before. So there's not gonna be any differences. But it's just made more of like the stone from hell itself. So like it's
fun.
So instead of it being that normal like instead of it being that normal like silver that you would see, it is this like from like the normal iron that is used. Instead it is this like reddish cobblestone cracked looking pickaxe.
I'm swinging for the fucker's legs because I'm just stepping out of the fucking ground.
Fair enough.
As I swing for his leg, as I swing for the closest leg, which would be his right leg.
That will hit.
As I will swing with the pickaxe. As I will now roll the 2d6 plus 5, right? That's the damage? Yes.
Yeah.
Pickaxe,
yeah.
2d6. Nah, fucking ones on damage.
Damn.
Minimum damage.
You got minimum damage. So you do 7, I guess technically piercing damage as you just strike his leg with this pickaxe.
Yeah. As Mollis would then, as Chrono and everyone else would see Mollis essentially reel his head backwards, as he lets out a shriek, and he forces the guy that they are fighting and the grunt directly next to Shindeo to roll a con save.
They will roll
Somehow
con
you're being
saves.
Mollis more badass. And the funny part is, it started off as unintentional.
Okay, so the grunt failed, and you said it was a con save?
It's a con save, 15.
Okay, so the Navy guy barely fails by 1. So they will both be suffering whatever effects it is.
So, I will roll the psychic damage. They both take 1d6 plus wisdom of psychic damage. Plus D's nothing. I need to add the 6 there. I can type.
Yep.
So they both take 10 psychic damage, and they are both they gained the poisoned condition.
Okay.
As their minds are now working against them.
All right. Cool.
And that lasts for, from what I understand, it lasts just for the turn, as far as I can tell.
Yes, it's just
Okay.
a turn if I remember correctly. And yeah, now it's Chrono's turn. As essentially what happened within those few split seconds, you saw Mollis tear his way back into the mortal realm, grab his pickaxe, and sling it, essentially, into this guy's, like, thigh, into his right thigh. As you see him kind of, like, stumble back and just, like, he's gritting his teeth. And then the scream. As... Well, yeah, you see him again. It's that thing of, like, it's just, like, you can't really see any bleeding or anything from something like that. But there's definitely that, like, gritting teeth of fucking ow. As for the other grunt, you see the grunt just go, do it! As he dies for doing nothing.
Your boss didn't know that. He saw him nearby with a sword. You should have had your weapon away, bud.
You see all the grunts begin to come to shovel and go, nah, fuck this. And they start getting ready to properly fight.
Okay, well, Acrid, that was a hell of a Smash Brothers character introduction trailer you just did.
What's up, bud? I'm back.
Okay, so, since, I mean, Chrono genuinely started to believe that you were dead, and as, like, at the end of that whole sequence, dude is just jaw is very much dropped, and, like, you can almost see, like, tears kind of start to form in his eyes, and then he just says, Malice?
What, you think death would keep me? I made a promise and I intend to keep it.
And this is why you're the best, man. And then Chrono is going to grin and turn back to the elf leader, and he's seeing his friend now back. He is more than ready for this next part, and that is I would like to use a rewind.
That's not how that works. I've let it happen before, but I need to start cracking down how rewind is used a little bit more.
Okay. Fine. So I'll just go ahead and move on to my other flurry of blows in that case.
Okay. Okay, you still got a hit in. Yeah.
Okay, so how I'm gonna flavor this is that Chrono's just a smidgen distracted.
Fair.
He's just really excited. That's the reason why.
That is fair. As you do 7 bludgeoning damage, so like you again, it's like you're like, oh fucking hell yes! You throw a punch, Lieutenant's like, no, stop. And you see, you throw another punch, he's like, fucking stop. You throw another punch, why? Fucking, can you leave me on? Just give me a moment to breathe. Oh god.
Wait, Chrono will just say, what's wrong? Didn't you say this is what you joined the Navy for? To deal with hellish, angry fishmen?
And he just looks you down and goes, no, I joined it because I wanted to fight you. Not all these other people. Anyway, well, fuck you. And he fucking swings for the hills. As he goes directly to try and punch you in the jaw, specifically. As he's looking to try and unhinge your jaw. Literally. As I'm going to roll for his unarms. Those are 3 unarmed. Okay. Not all of his attacks are going towards you. I'm going to let you guys know what happens here. So the first 2 attacks was towards Chrono.
I'm ready to use rewind.
What? That is fair. So you see that the first one, I don't have to even ask you, the first one was a bad roll. As you see that first snap at you, like coming your way, you immediately know exactly what it's that same fucking punch from before. You're like, nah, I'm not gonna. So you just move out of the way a little bit. You just back up a little bit to get out of the range. And then that second one, because he keeps that same formation, you're like, oh, he's just going for it again. As you see him drop his guard from his right hand and fucking push his right leg forward instantly and go for a right hook to like the side of your head. As he got a natural 19 plus 7 to hit, so that is a dirty 26 to hit.
Alright, I may not use rewind for that.
That's fair. Luckily for you, he did minimum damage, as he does 5 bludgeoning damage.
You said 5?
5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. As he does that, looks over to Moss and just goes, and as for you, and you see him pull out his mace from his right side of his hip. and swing with like a literal uppercut. As like basically a diagonal uppercut going for that. And let me know if this hit. Will a dirty 17 hit?
No.
Okay.
It will not hit.
So essentially what you'll do is you would bring up your pickaxe and then catch it by using the angle in between the actual like bladed part of the axe and the handle bit, and then shove it down. Just pure strength, just fuck you.
No, bitch, no. I'm not taking that to the jaw.
Next up is Ublex.
Ublex.
Oh, what's up, gang? I'm gonna throw a little Eldritch Blast at him. As a little treat.
Okay, you got this. Make sure not to hit your allies.
I don't think I will.
Okay.
And with a nat 1, she nails Chrono.
I don't think an 11 hits.
Suddenly,
That will
I'm
not
the one
hit,
who has
sadly.
to ask to make a deal.
Oh man. Hey God, can I get a rewind? Oh man.
Just, can you imagine? Ublex next Chrono rewinds. Chrono turns on to Ublex. Hey! Aim carefully, please!
Proceeds to get hit again because it was a nat 1. Oh man.
I just love the idea of just like Chrono has to rewind some scene over and over just to try and stop something because he has an opportunity but he keeps failing, so he's like, fucking no, fucking god, fucking damn, there, we stopped it, we're good.
Just Groundhog Day, but significantly stupider.
Yes.
Yeah, essentially. Yeah, so what happens is that you shoot this Eldritch Blast out of your blobbiness. And it goes flying over Chrono's shoulder, so it doesn't hit him.
Oh my god.
But also they're perfectly aligned in like the same exact position, so it also flies past like the Navy guy.
Thank god I didn't hit anyone.
Yeah. I want to mention, if you got like under a 10, I was gonna have that hit someone.
Oh god.
Because you were technically shooting directly to the line of fire of where your allies are at.
What's up, gang?
What's up, gang? If it's like an arrow, I wouldn't say as much of it being a problem. But normally magic projectile stuff, like Eldritch Blast, for example, tend to be a bit bigger. I normally imagine them like a Zeus lightning bolt, and the fact of like how like they're kind of like chunky almost. That's why I'm like, yeah, you have a shot of hitting your ally. You have a shot. Magic users can be strong, but you gotta be careful. That being said, next up, unless you want to use a cantrip of some sort, will be Shadeo. Alright.
That's not doing so.
Shadeo will, again, with those knives, just try and, like, you see him basically get into almost a crouch position, to like a half crouch, swing his body to the right, and use that momentum to swing fully to the left. As he begins to, with both aligning his like two arms side by side, basically trying to implant these daggers into this guy's ribs.
Yeah.
As he will roll to hit. This is actually his version of a flurry of blows. Cool. Alright, so he will hit one of the 3 attacks of the unarmed. So we're just going to count it as like that's like both the daggers going in, and even though technically he's only going to get damage 1. As essentially you just see him basically stab it into this guy, and I'm going to roll the damage here now, as that is a d4 plus 5. As he does 7, as you see him stab into the side of this Navy guy, and you see him just go, as he coughs up blood, and just goes, and falls to the floor. And he is out. As now,
Hey.
the Navy grunts begin to approach. As it is now their turn. And let me see here. That is a, so you would see one Navy guy from like aside the forest begin to approach Mollis from behind. I'm gonna put him right here, actually. Basically from behind. As he's like, as you can hear this like actually roll. Yeah, as you hear this battle cry, it just goes, I don't want to die! And just like the loudest fucking, I don't want. He swings, and he hits the fucking ground. Because like he's like, I'm gonna do a rising uppercut. Gets his sword caught in the dirt.
What'd he do? A fucking nat 5?
Natural 5. How'd you get?
That sounded like a natural 5, I'll be honest.
Oh man. As he just like stands there and goes,
Amalis is turning around to look at him. Like, it's the most like, what's up, fucker? You really shouldn't have done that.
Yeah, he's got the biggest fucking wide-eye expression on him right now. You see that a bunch of the ones that were coming from the other side, where the lieutenant was at, begin to go to the person that's closest to them, which is Ublex. As you see 1, 2, 3.
Alright, Ublex, you're gonna have to jiggle like you've never jiggled before.
5.
Oh my god.
6.
Shimmy, yeah, shimmy, yeah,
6 of
shimmy, yeah.
them start to approach
7,
Ublex. 2 of them make it in range to attack as they begin to swing for the hills. As you hear these 2 guys just go, get the pet! Get the thing! As you see one of them just go like, I'm gonna fucking, and you see him like raise the sword over his head, swing over, and does a 8 plus 4 hit. 12.
Huh?
Does an 8 plus 4 hit? Your AC.
No.
Okay, cool. As you see the first guy just swing over, and you just kind of like divide, like basically, like around the sword. He just looks freaked out by it. And then the second one, which was an 11 plus 4, so that's a 15 to hit, will that one hit?
Yeah.
Alright, I'm going to roll some damage. As you see this other guy, like while you're dodging this other one, you see him basically just lunge this short sword into like your body, like just a straight up stab, as he does 3 piercing damage to you.
Oh. Okay.
As you can hear him just lightly mutter to himself, my mom's gonna be so proud. And that's the end of his turn, as it is now up to the MCs again. Mollis, you're next.
Alright, so I'm going to swing my pickaxe at this fucker who I actually wouldn't have seen him walking up behind me. So if he hadn't yelled, I wouldn't have known he was there until I started turning around.
Yep.
Because the directly behind me is the only spot I can't see.
Yep.
Which, so, he did a smart, but kind of fucked himself over by screaming.
It's his battle cry, man.
I'm gonna hit him with the flat of the pickaxe.
Okay.
Just like, it's like non-lethal. Get out of my way. It's just the most like, I don't care about you. You're not a you shouldn't be a problem.
Alright, yeah, that'll hit him. Yeah, so you send this guy like a fucking golf ball. Roll your damage real quick.
It is the most like, do me a favor and move.
I want to let you guys know, by the way, the grunts, because they're supposed to basically just be kind of like, you know, fun little guys that could possibly cause a lot of damage, but don't really have much going for them. They can be easily sent, so if you guys want to do an anime and send them through the fucking walls, you can. That type of stuff. So.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, noted for my next move.
Yeah.
I have an idea for that one, though I don't.
You're gonna try and golf club him.
Not this one. This one he screamed, "I don't want to die." So Mollis is feeling nice because he missed.
Okay.
So Mollis is just like, it's the definition of go to sleep. And just hits him with the pickaxe and like knocks him against the tree. Like, go to sleep. You're not a problem.
Don't forget that damage, by the way, but yeah.
Yeah, I think he's going to sleep.
Yeah, so you like knock this guy and like in the head, or like, are you thinking like
it's like the center mass, and just Moss is like, move.
Yeah, so you hit him center mass as he goes tumbling like into the forest line, and you can't see him anymore. And you hear like rustling as he like crashes through some bushes, and then you just hear him go silent.
Got it. Moss is just sitting there like, okay. He puts the pickaxe on his back as he is then going to take his movement, and he is going to run towards these guys.
Okay.
And what he is going to do is Mollis is going to essentially attempt to, as he then stops, essentially use the momentum to essentially pick the guy and essentially use his bonus action to launch this dude into the others.
Okay.
As his bonus action.
Go ahead and try.
I'm going to attempt, and if I could move my icon, that would be.
I can't really...
Are you not able to move your mind? Oh, okay, I got you, man. I got you.
I can't move my icon.
This is always a thing. This is always a problem. I'm sorry.
I tried to grab it. It won't let me.
Let me change. Stop naming Mollis Acrid game. Thank you.
I just had a really
Try now.
stupid idea for the future. Issa, have you ever seen Adventure Time?
Yeah.
You know that one thing that Finn does where he'll just wear Jake like a suit of armor? What if that's possible?
Wait, I have a thing to post.
Oobleck's chest plates.
Also, since we're on this little side tangent while he's doing this, while you post your thing, I just want to mention the VC chat description is, and this has been since the beginning, from what I understand. I just never mentioned it. His buns are in trouble. I'm guessing this was about Usagi.
Yes.
Nah.
Oh wait, is this what Usagi's? Is this what Chrono? Is this what you're referring to?
Memes. What have you sent?
That's not what I was thinking, but that is close to what I'm talking about,
For those
actually.
that don't know, it is a picture of a guy in a mech. But it's
This
a
is
really
why we-
derpy looking like
This is why we love a boy and his blob. Anyway.
Hell yeah.
So I only got a 15 for athletics to kick the guy.
I mean, it's a grunt, so it won't take much. So yeah, so you're trying to send him into the other two that are like beside him?
Yeah, essentially I'm trying to knock them away from Oobleck.
Yeah, so you'll roll just like an unarmed strike essentially by doing this as well in the process, because you are kicking him.
Okay, I'll go kick to do the punch.
Fun fact, if you get creative with how you do stuff, you can do damage to basically a whole crowd with one attack, even if you're doing like single stuff, if you get smart enough with it. This is a good way of doing that, because they're all going to take this damage, because they're going to be colliding into each other from force.
I rolled the wrong thing. I rolled the hit of the fucking kick, but I guess technically that makes sense. I was like, well, I hit him, that's for sure.
Yeah, you hit him. Good job.
1d4 plus 5.
Okay.
Suffer. 7 bludgeoning to all of them.
So you hit this guy, and you hear him just go, and then just like you see him like basically his body like completely caves in and folds in like a lawn chair essentially as his legs give way from the ground, and he immediately slams into the guy beside him, and he's going to roll an athletics check to try and keep his ground. He does not beat the 15, so you see him also going, and then like you see him slam into the other guy, and you see the other one who was a dwarf get a nat 1, and just goes, and these three both took 7 bludgeoning damage as they go spiraling to the forest and get knocked out, and you hear them collide into a tree.
Ah, great. And Mollis is going to take the last of his movement as he has 10 feet left.
Alright.
And move right there. And move around in front of Oobleck as he looks at the other 3.
Gotcha. Next up is Chrono.
Alright. Gonna punch this guy in his stupid face.
So like you start running up to this guy as he's like approaching Oobleck. He sees all the mall stuff happen. He's like, you see him being like, oh wait, maybe I can just go. And he looks over at you and like, oh fuck.
Maybe that's no longer an option.
Alright, and that is a 16 to hit.
That will hit as you literally deck this human.
Could I, okay, I'm kind of inspired after seeing what Bellis did. Could I try to attack him in this grunt's general direction?
So you have gone for a punch. What you'll...
These are tonfas.
Okay, you said punch him. That's why I was like, okay, so he's punching him. So you're doing tonfa.
Yeah, I mixed it up in my head sometimes.
Okay, yeah, it will matter because your unarmed and tonfa do different damage, I'm pretty sure. I could be wrong.
Yeah, I'll try to be careful about
that. That very much matters because it also tells me on whether or not I'm saying that you're attacking with unarmed or if you're just outright tonfaing. Alright, cool. Yeah, so you can try that. Yeah, you can try and knock him in. It's a little bit... I feel like it's a little awkward with Tonfas, but... Who gives a fuck? Go ahead, roll me an athletics check.
Can do.
We're not here for realistic, dude. We got
21.
magic. Yeah, so with that 21... So, they're both going to take the same damage. So, what was the damage?
We are the main character.
The damage was 11.
Okay,
So
cool.
how Chrono does it is, like, as he runs up to this grunt, he basically kind of winds it up with both Tonfas.
Yeah.
He kind of, like, spins around and basically uses that momentum and just crashes both of the Tonfas into this guy's rib cage to just send them flying.
Yeah, so what he saw was, he saw all of this beginning to happen, and you hear him just go, oh good! And then just, as that wind is knocked out of him. As he goes careening into this guy, he has to beat a 21, which is not easy. He would have to get a nat 19 probably. With a natural 2, you see this like halfling look over and just go, what the fuck? Just, and again, careen into that same area that the others careened into. As you can see, like a little pile begin to stack up at this one tree. There's just this one Navy grunt here now.
I love it when my D&D campaigns have ragdoll physics.
Yeah. Don't you love it, man? As next up is Ublex.
I can... Wait,
God.
what?
It's your turn. There's this one
you're
guy
talking
left.
about ragdoll physics.
There's this one guy that's left. What do you want? How do you want to brutally traumatize this guy?
I would love to brutally traumatize a guy.
Yo, let's
Consume
go.
him.
What do you?
Consume him?
You could. You
Oh
could.
my god. But, wait, how would I do such a thing?
I don't know, you're
technically-
slime.
Technically speaking, because plasmoids have acidic touch, what you would do is it would just be like an unarmed strike, honestly. So it's the same thing as like what you try. It'd be the same type of roll that you did when you tried to hit the guy in the balls before. So just unarmed strike. It won't be hard because these are grunts. They don't have a high AC. I'll be completely like honest with you here. So if you want to consume this guy, you can
I
absorb him.
low-key want to.
Go for it.
I just my as a person thing. Moss did not say shit.
Yeah, roll your to hit. Let's see what you get. No.
So with a
Okay. So Issa, yeah, Ublex begins to like slime over to this guy. You still have your bonus action. I'm just putting it out
Yeah,
there.
that's what I'm gonna do this time.
Okay. Yeah, so you like start sliding over to him, and he like starts like backing away. He's like, no, don't touch me. I got, please. He's just like backtracking.
You.
Yeah, essentially.
Oh, God.
Because like you're like
man's
starting to
allergic to ooze.
Yeah, like it's one of those things where it's like you opened your mouth, so you're like hovering over this guy, this like
Oh, God.
5-foot vertical like slime, just your mouth wide open. He's just like, I don't know, go the fuck away.
What the fuck?
Yeah. Well, so what's the thing you're doing with your bonus action?
Eldritch Blast.
Hell yeah, point blank range. Go ahead, 16. That will hit. Go and roll your damage.
I just imagine Ublex like slinking back down after missing.
Yeah.
And then as Ublex's head comes up, there's just a bolt that fires out. The guy's like, what the fuck? What do you mean?
Roll your...
Nothing
Okay,
wrong with
there...
this.
Matt, so here's what you
Yo.
do. You, like, within that moment, like, he starts to see a little bit of a light begin to form as your mouth is, like, wide open. And you see him kind of, like, he's already kind of freaked out, but he's also kind of like, what the fuck is that? Like, you can see that visible confusion in his face. And then you start to, like, it starts to form more and more. And he's like, hey, no, what the fuck? What the fuck? Like, you can hear him murdering under his mouth, like, what the fuck? What did I sign up for? What did I sign up for? What is this? What is my life? And as he says, what is my life? You slam your mouth down and force all that built-up magic directly forward. As this natural 10 plus 3 of damage, max damage of 13, sends this guy careening over the trees.
Oh god.
And there is no sound, but you can see a blood trail that was left behind from the sky.
Did you just eat him?
I
Oh my
wanted to
God.
eat him.
She wanted
How
to.
did he taste?
They didn't
Just
get
sent
to.
him to
Didn't work.
They didn't have his
Mollis.
blast.
Mollis just looks at it and goes, "You signed up to die."
Oh man. Yeah. So I'm going to mark all these guys dead as we are going to quickly hop over. Which actually, Mollis, don't you have a thing that you need to relay?
Mollis would look at it and was like, "Where's everybody else? We need to get out of here."
Talk later. Navy here. We're in trouble.
Yes.
Let's go.
The port is on the western side of the island, correct?
Port was on the west. You guys need to get
Yeah,
to the east.
we need to go. Yeah, Mollis is like, "We need to go to the east. Is there anyone else on the fucking island?"
Yeah, pretty
Wait, I
much.
thought the port was on the west.
The port is on
Yeah.
the west. You guys need to get
Where
to
all
the
the Navy
east.
are.
They've removed the boat. Yeah.
Really quick. Wait, one more important thing.
Mhm.
Kronos gotta turn to Shanada and say, "Okay, thank you for helping us. This is probably gonna make you an enemy of the Navy at this point. And look,
Already
if you
was.
look, if you want to
Oh.
fight the Navy, I'm sure we would be more than happy to have you aboard. That is your decision. But
Handsome man, join us.
I have
You-
nothing to lose.
all right.
Uh, Mollis is, however, going to head towards the town.
All right.
As he wants to figure out where the fuck the others are.
Before
Alright.
Chrono goes to follow Mollis, he kind of turns to him and says, my full name's Chrono D. Jekin. I'm what the world has dubbed the captain of the Catastrophe Pirates. Pleasure to meet you." And then he just runs.
All right. So are you
Mollis
running
wants
with
to show
Mollis, or are you running to the east?
Mollis would point to tell them where to go to get back to the boat. But he personally is going to go try to make sure the others can get out of there.
Okay. What about Chrono?
He is going to follow Mollis.
And Ublex, what about you? Ublex.
Push to talk, I follow. I
Damn.
follow the
Okay, you follow them? Okay, yeah.
follow Chrono.
You follow Chrono? Okay, cool. So Shindeo is going to go ahead and start heading off to the east while the three of you go to regroup to try and find Usagi and the others. I would say you guys are going to be running basically directly back through the forest. And Usagi and for basically all four of you are going to need to roll me survival checks.
Am I good at this?
I'm mid at this.
I'm not.
38.
All right. That's an 8.
Slow
Ublex
rolling.
and Chrono are
I
going
got
on the
30,
same page.
15. I might know this island for some reason.
Okay, can I
Yeah.
just flavor this actually? Can we just say there's like Chrono and Ublex are just like kind of beat after the fight, and then meanwhile Mollis is just on that hell adrenaline lifestyle.
I also
If I am even running the right way, I don't know the island. I only know where the town is and where we're supposed to be going.
This is true. Oh, by the way, Usagi, you also need to roll a survival check because you guys are going to be trying to find your way back to the east.
Survival? Okay.
Yes.
Let me roll.
Korori will also be rolling with you because she is with you, as well as Yori.
Oh no, I got a
Where's
plus
Benjamin?
1.
Benjamin, you don't know. You got a what?
A 7?
You got a 7. Okay, thankfully you have two people to kind of help you out here. So Yori got a. Oh my gosh, she might be the saving grace here. She has proficiency in this. Fun fact. She has a 16 for her, and Korori got a nat 20.
I looked at a map.
Yeah, no, she's the only one with the map here, like out of this entire crew. So you guys begin running through, and you basically run into each other. The reason why I asked for both parties was because if one party got a nat 1, then that party was going to become lost, and there would have been a new problem. So the two of you will indeed meet. It is like you run smack dab into each other, like directly halfway, like to the town and to the clearing, direct middle. That is because of nat 20. Otherwise, your crew, Mollis, would have gotten further closer to the town, which would have wasted time. Because that does matter. As you would begin to run into the group of Usagi, Yori, and Karori.
Usagi! Over here!
Oh, good. There you are. We should probably leave.
Hey, first of all, hey, look, Mollis is back. Cool. Secondly, yes. Thirdly, do you have any clue where Benjamin is?
Karori would look to you and just go, he's on the ship. He was helping direct. It'll be fine.
Oh, thank God. Okay.
You see her give a quick look down at Malice and just go, I'll ask later.
I'll explain later. Let's go.
We have a lot of talking to do later, Malice.
Possibly.
As the group of y'all will begin to run to the east side. And you will get to the clearing with fine because of that nat 20. And as long as you have Karori up front, you will be able to make your way to the east side.
Good.
So within, because you are running from basically from one side of the island to the other. So this is where I'm going to have everyone rolling con saves.
Shit.
No.
Plus 1 modifier.
Plus 3.
Okay. I'm going to
I got a
check.
16.
16 for you, okay. You got a 5, Chrono?
Yeah.
Okay. Mollis and Ublex, what do you guys get?
Don't know yet. I get a number.
Okay.
18. Hell. Yay for hell energy.
Okay.
Oh my God. Me and Issa got the same rolls again.
Oh no. Okay. So, Issa, aka Ublex, sorry. Ublex and Chrono, you two would gain a level of fatigue as you feel like this is really starting to catch up to you. You are doing a lot. You gain this level of fatigue by the time you reach the clearing. And this also would go for Karori, who also gained a level of fatigue. So I will be adding a level of fatigue to her as well. So make sure you add that. There are things that come with fatigue, and the further those levels get, the worse it's gonna be. I'm going to real quick close the tab that don't need to be open. Yes. As I will also double check, make sure I roll for everybody else. Yes. All right. Cool. So you're gonna have to roll me one more con save to get the rest of the way to the east side. As you're spending an hour running, essentially, as you're running from one side to the other, is essentially what you're doing right now. Because you're going your max pace. So everybody can roll me one more con save, and the DC will be higher for this one. I'll be really honest. Ooh. Okay, what'd you get?
Nat 1.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh, the 9.
That's a 9. Okay, Usagi?
I got a 16 for save.
Okay, you will barely succeed on yours. You and Yori will be fine. For everyone else, besides Mollis, you will gain another level of exhaustion. Mollis, you will gain 2 levels of exhaustion as you got a nat 1.
Figured.
As
I figured.
yeah.
Spaghetti-o.
As I will be adding on the 2nd level of exhaustion. Fun fact, this is how things go. You can see that as you guys are like running through this area, like when you got to like when you were already just running back to the clearing, there was already Navy starting to show up in the forest. When you got to the clearing, it was beginning to become almost surrounded. And I'm not saying like surrounded as like what happened before, where there's a few grunts and one main guy. There is an obscene amount of these Navy people, and you're just pushing through it. I'm not going to make you roll combat, but you're basically pushing through these people and just plowing through them. It is a constant hit this guy, get them out of the way, keep bulldozing through type of thing.
Now, I flavor that Mollis is doing a lot of bulldozing.
Yes.
Do that last
Usagi's just like
yeah.
Just like Mega Man sliding between their legs.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those things where the people who are gaining the exhaustion are probably the people that are actually dealing with the threats.
I have a hilarious image. He like slides between somebody's legs and just like punches them in the balls on the way through.
What the fuck? Okay, let me roll something real fast. He will remember that. Cool. Yeah.
What do you mean you will remember that?
You hear him just go.
Took away that person's ability to reproduce, man.
I'm gonna write something down real quick. Cool. Okay.
That's strong.
All right, cool. I'm glad I've written that down. Awesome.
That only bodes well. That only bodes well. I can't wait for that one fucker to become a lieutenant just so he can chase us down. Like,
dude.
he is going to achieve ascendance just to kill Usagi for punching him in the balls.
Oh man, but you guys keep clearing through this. When you start getting to the, I'm sorry, what happened? I'm sorry, I talked over you. What happened?
Nothing.
Okay, cool.
What on?
I was saying this isn't the first time Nitz has done this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, they will remember this.
They will remember this. Andre would know.
I don't remember the rat's name, unfortunately.
Sir George the Third.
There we go.
The Mouse Folk Musketeer. Oh man, but
anyway.
Yes. Anyways, you guys plow through and you eventually get to the east side. You like start to see that the basically this entire forest area where all these trees are growing out begin to disperse as you begin to see the beach area. And it's like, okay, fuck, thank goodness. And you can see there is a load of ships. There is a mix of villager ships. There is a mixture of your pirate ship and the mixture of navy ships. In the mix of merchant ships, in the mixture of literally any fucking ship known to mankind. It is essentially, from what you're noticing, is that, hey, actually, you know what? Do me a favor, everybody. Roll me, because your passive perceptions wouldn't be good enough for this because you are currently in a rush. Go in and roll me a perception check.
Oh no.
This is
for skilling. Oh, nat 20!
Okay.
That's a 13.
A 13?
I
Okay.
used that earlier.
Okay.
Oh, I have disadvantage because exhaustion.
Yep.
Try.
Okay.
Oh, wait.
I'm.
I have disadvantage too because of fatigue,
You
right?
would.
The way I rolled 5 twice.
Bro.
Yeah. Here's what I'll say though, because the way I run nat 20s is that you'll still roll disadvantage, but the only way that nat 20 is getting overwritten is if you get a nat 1.
Which I
Not
don't know.
close.
Cool. All right. So that nat 20 will still
tried.
play. Everybody else, you are fucking feeling it. Like it feels like a mess. You're just seeing a bunch of cluttered ships. It is a mess. You see, like, there are people fighting on the shore. There are Navy people fighting just literally anyone. There are orcs fighting Navy people. There are literal goblins fighting Navy people. There are dragonborns fighting Navy people. It is chaos. You can hear cannons going off everywhere. It is like an overstimulation right now for everybody that did not roll well. For Chrono, you feel at this moment almost like a clarity rents over you. I have the perfect music for this.
Oh no.
You feel a clarity to you as you start looking around and you're realizing there's other moving pieces right now. This is like a game of chess. You notice that those other ships that aren't Navy seem to be loaded with people that are refugees. Not any type of refugee. We're talking Griegers, we're talking Tritons, we're talking Mermen, we're talking shark people, we're talking the Orcans. And there's a few Grung mixed within the crew as well.
Wrongs? Oh my god.
You can see that it is a mixture of oceanic people just trying to fight for their fucking life. And there's another race that... Go ahead and roll me a history check.
I can do that.
If Moz had seen this, he would know on the spot.
That's a dirty 20.
With a dirty 20, you will know this.
Sad.
This is a race that is almost never seen around Whiteside. This is why I was like, it would be a if. Griegers are more common near Whiteside than this, but it is the opposing race that commonly normally fights Griegers. But it looks like they're starting to ally with the other oceanic races, which they never do. As you see Anglerians begin fighting.
Okay.
As I will also mention two other things, and this is something that will matter a lot. And this will be something that everybody will notice. Is that you would see a blur get thrown overhead. And when I say a blur, I mean like this movement of whatever was thrown. It was, you blinked and it was gone.
Huh.
And you hear a crash. And telepathically, all of you will hear, get going. Will any of you look behind to see what went flying?
Fucking
I am
yeah.
running.
Yeah.
Of course. Yes.
So,
Not me.
I'm gonna tilt my head slightly to let one of my back eyes look.
so you
I'm
will.
gonna take a quick look.
This is something that specifically Usagi and Moss, you guys would know this race. Dylan, I had you roll that history check. You will know this race.
Okay.
Ublex, you would have never known about this. As you will see this creature, an Anglerian, begin to step out of the smoke. He is bloodied and bruised. It is this almost skeletal or like skinny rib, like fish person. You can see the rib cage. This is something that you would notice that is very common with a lot of the Anglerians. They have this really Issa type smash to the picture. It is this it is this black torso skin with these like around like the head and the arms like going up like near the elbows and the legs and a bit parts of the tails. That black transfers to a dark blue, which then like goes to a lighter blue to the point to where it's almost like a clear, almost the same color as what you would see for holy water. You would see these fangs protruding out of their mouth and this light bulb that dangles over their head. And I know the picture doesn't show it, but they have they have one eye on each side of their head. As these are in the Anglerian folk, as you would hear in your head, get going. Mollis, specifically you would realize this isn't a normal Anglerian. This is an Anglerian chieftain that is currently bloodied and bruised.
Well,
and one more thing before anyone starts saying anything. There's one thing you'll also notice, which is the figure that is approaching. Which is most likely the person that fucking threw this guy. As you will see a man with dark skin. And I should mention this actually real quick. Anglerians are really tall. This thing's around like 8'3". They are lanky.
Yes.
But you see this 6-foot, dark-skinned human with this white hair that has been put up into a braided ponytail, and the right eye being covered by the bangs. He's wearing a black undershirt that is long-sleeved with black pants, and a white overcoat with a necklace of some type of religious symbol. And he does have a light midnight shave and black boots. And you would see him just walking forward. He does not seem to pay attention at all towards the lot of you. And you would hear him say one thing. As you would see him pull out some type of device that none of you have ever seen before. And it is this like black box. And he'd put it close to his mouth and just go, "This is Unit 157. Open fire on the island. They're traitors."
What the fuck?
What?
Oh shit.
And you will
Guys,
begin
we
to
gotta get
hear
out.
the cannons that have surrounded this entire island begin to fire on the land as they are attempting to sink the island.
What the fuck?
What? It's a buster call?
It's a buster call.
What?
I'm so confused.
Ocean people are being hunted, and the island chose to harbor oceanic people.
Oh, great.
Malice, as much as I would love to help you save your people, we're going to die if we stay here.
Yeah.
Now.
So you can swim in the water, right?
With what?
They can swim in the water, right?
I mean, yes, but anybody that's still on land is fucked. So here's the thing. You need to find your boat within this mass mixture. But with that nat 20 from before, Chrono, you would realize that within the mass, there is your boat. It is...
Oh, good.
The sails are still up, and they're managing to keep slightly outside of the mix. But you can see where the Navy keep trying to, like, corner the ship. But you can see where they are trying to, like, come near shore to try and get to you guys.
Okay. So, Chrono would probably just kind of scream to the group, I can see it! This way! As he just kind of takes the lead in trying to lead the group towards the ship.
Alright. If everybody follows, I would hope you would. You can get to the shore area.
Those are captain's orders, you know?
Yeah. The captain's orders.
Yeah.
You would quickly, like, alongside, like, trying to make your way over, you see that Shideo is also, like, basically connects with you midway. He was within the mixture of all that fighting. As you guys would begin to dock the ship, as it would get close enough, temporarily, it would be a scramble. As you guys are trying to very quickly get onto this boat, climb over, and then fucking book it, essentially. And I'm going to move you guys over to the ship map. As you would see, there is a fucking mash of people here.
Who the fuck's this?
As you would see a really lanky cat on the boat.
Whiskey, is it?
Roll a insight check.
Could I roll insight too?
Yes, everybody may. I will send the picture, by the way.
That's 16, baby.
I sent the
5, LMAO.
5 and a 16. Alright, let me grab the image real quick.
6.
I'm going to send the picture. So, there's 2 bad rolls, 1 good roll. Usagi, or not Usagi, Moss, what did you get?
I will roll now, because I forgot I needed to roll. There you go.
I realized I sent 2 of those NPC visuals in the memes. My bad, I'll move those over later. As you see this, like, black, 3-foot-long, lanky cat that is on all 2s right now, with these, like, antlers that have begun to protrude from its head, its fur is almost shaggy. Like it hangs like a willow tree now. And it has this red eyes.
Oh, shit.
Ublix is gonna try to look like it.
As
I love him, he's so cute.
As you would realize, Usagi and Mollis, that's Mr. Whiskers.
Yo!
How the fuck?
Yo,
You
Mr.
see
Whiskers,
that-
slide the fuck out.
You can see a few things as you're boarding onto your ship. There is, on the crow's nest, Benjamin, who is currently wrestling with another person. As they're, like, Benjamin basically has his back right now against the, like, wall edge of the crow's nest, trying to basically not get thrown over. There is a Navy person that has, like, basically boarded, but he hasn't gotten anyone yet. The dwarf who has been single-handedly driving the ship has been 3v1ing while trying to drive this ship. Mr. Whiskers has 8 Navy people surrounding him, and he's just been soloing it right now.
Okay, so as we get on the ship, Chrono is going to immediately prioritize Benjamin's safety.
Alright. I'm going to put you guys up on, like, that's where you would be, like, on the edge bits here. So you're going to try and get to Benjamin. Benjamin, real quick, because they've already been doing this before you guys got here, they're going to do some rolls for themselves. Benjamin is going to roll an athletics check. Oh, Benjamin, you did well, buddy. Let's go.
Thank God.
Okay, so you see Benjamin, and I'm going to roll for the guys competing. Okay, you see Benjamin, like, you see him just go, get the fuck off me! And you see him, like, basically with his right arm, before he was, like, basically just grappling the shoulders of this guy, you see him with his right arm, shove it against the guy's neck, and then push him onto the other side. So now the other guy is trying to keep from getting thrown off.
I think he's handling himself.
Oh, yeah. You see Mr. Whiskers do a thing, as you see him go, alright, it's time to play, and I'm fucking done with your shit. And he no longer has buff mode, as he turns into instead this like he's lost his buff mode, but his dex goes up by 3 when he does this, as he turns into this 6-foot, like really lanky, skinny, like demonic looking creature, similar to like what the Anglerian body kind of looks like in a way. And you see him create a blade of flames and take a swing at one of the Navy men. As he will roll, and that is a 15 to hit. That will hit, as he is going to do, that is 3d6 fire damage, 8 fire damage, as he basically just cuts alongside this guy's chest. And then just with his bonus action, I'm going to grab his cantrips as he uses primal savagery by biting down on this other guy. And that is a natural 13 plus 5 to hit. That is an 18. He'll roll his d10. As he bites down, it does 9 like poison damage. As he just bites down and injects this poison into like 2 different Navy people. As they both collapse.
I want to make a deal with the devil.
No, you fucking don't.
Oh, man. Okay.
I can guarantee you that.
Oh, man. And lastly, you would see the dwarf, Gildart, just go, alright, I'm fucking done with this. And you see he's still been drinking this entire time, too.
Good job.
He has not pulled a weapon. You see him chug the rest of his drink, grab the mug, and I want to mention, before he's been using wooden mugs, you don't know where the fuck he got an iron mug from, but he got it from somewhere. You can figure that out yourself. This man just pulls shit out of his ass. And you see him just fucking club. I'm gonna let him roll to make sure. Yeah, no, that definitely club. You see him club this guy in the side of the head. As you see this guy, I'm gonna ping him right here. As you see this guy who is like behind him to the left, just like get clubbed in the back of the head. And you see him like fall over the rails and goes down to the lower deck. And then just like kind of like stumbles. And just goes, and like he's still trying to catch his balance, so he falls off the ship.
Yay!
As he, with his bonus action, fucking just looks at the other guy and just yells at him. There is no like, oh, it's doing damage. No, he's just yelling at him. You can hear him just go, you fucking garbage scum! I'm fucking done with your shit. You know, your mother, no, not even a mother could love your face. Oh, man. And I'm not gonna make you roll initiative. You guys all will have the same initiative. So whoever wants to go first, it's a free-for-all. Just whoever wants to go first.
Me.
Me.
Right. Chrono said it first. He'll go first. Yusagi will go second. Chrono, what do you got?
Me.
All right.
All
So
right.
it'll be
All right, time to cook. Okay, here I go. All right, so I would like to see if I can make my own athletics check, and I want to hit like this group of guys off the ship, ideally.
Okay. First of all, unarmed strike first. You got to roll the hit, and then after that, then you can roll your athletics if it hits.
Quick question: do I have disadvantage because of the fatigues earlier?
Double check to see what level 2 fatigue will do, because different levels will add to different things. I don't know if it adds to unarmed, but you can double check.
No, it's only ability checks.
Gotcha. Then
Okay,
yeah, you should
got
be
it.
good, but you will have disadvantage to do the athletics then.
Our speed is halved.
12.
12. All right, cool. That will barely hit.
Okay.
Their ACs are
excellent.
12, so
And for the 10.
10. That was for your athletics?
Yeah.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage though. But yeah, you'll hit this one guy. He'll kind of like stumble into the other guy, but it won't be enough to really send him flying or anything.
Ah.
Yeah, so you do minimum damage. But which, I mean, granted, they have 5 health, so like, you just clock this guy, you see him just go, just like fall over.
Okay. I'd like to think after it kind of falls over, Chrono gets a better look at Mr. Whisker's new form, and he just kind of goes, "What? Who Who are you?
I'm back!
Holy shit, you're alive. Oh my god.
As always, hell can't keep me.
Oh my god.
Yes. He may have cracked a little, but you know, he's still here in heart.
Chrono will break into like a big anime grin after hearing that. And that will, I still have my bonus action technically, so I'm just gonna unarmed strike this guy.
Okay.
That's a 19.
Yeah, you'll unarmed strike him. So you just smack
that's
him.
a 5.
Okay, well that's enough. So again, you do that thing where like, you're like, I'm gonna fucking hit this guy, but you don't really realize just how fatigued you are. So you like throw this really sloppy punch, and it's just like the most like, but it's just enough to where it's like, oh, fucking, oh. It's just, you see him like stumble or just, why would you do that, man? I didn't do anything. Who are you? And he just falls off.
What? Huh? Oh, whatever. That would be Chrono's response.
That guy probably wasn't filled in that they were going to be dealing with pirates. He probably thought that they were just dealing with fish. Remind you are a lower bounty, so like not everybody's going to know you straight away.
Understandable.
Yusagi, you were next. What's up?
Okay, okay, well. I'm gonna turn invisible real fast. And
Okay.
Attempt to just shank this person.
Alright.
This one.
Yeah, so you swivel around, go and roll your hit by the way, but you swivel around as you go invisible and go like right to the side of Mr. Whiskers as you go for a stab on this like grunt.
Here we go. That's 24.
Cool. So as you stab this guy, go and roll your damage.
Yeah. Okay. Here we go. That's 13 damage.
Alright, so you like begin to stab into him, and like as he's beginning to die, right? He has like his life flash before his eyes, and he looks to you, and it's that moment of like that last second life of, there's someone there. And then he realizes who's stabbed, and he just goes, I wish you're fair, and then he dies.
Wait, what? Oh
Yeah.
no, are you kidding me?
Yeah, as you see, like, there was, like, a locket he had that had, like, your picture in it.
What?
I like to
Are you
imagine
fucking kidding me,
Yusagi
man?
tries to grab their head as they fall off.
It's a bit too late for that, I feel like.
Yeah, it's a bit too late. He's dead. Oh, man, that's funny, though.
Oh, no.
Yes.
This is a random fan.
Great, just make me feel terrible. Anyway, I gotta use the bathroom. I'll be right back.
I got you, man. Ublex, you said you were next, so what do you got, man?
Oh my god.
You're good to go next, don't worry. What you got?
Let's see how far I am. I'm gonna help the drunk dork dude.
Okay, cool.
Shoot the one behind him.
Blast.
Eldritch Blast, let's go.
This one right here.
Warrior to hit.
Pew. Alakablam.
Hell yeah. With that 18, you nail this guy. Roll your damage.
Yes.
Please send him to God.
Five.
Damn.
Actually,
Perfect.
five, what the
Just
fuck?
enough. So
Just enough?
Just enough. 5 is their health. So you see him just like starting to like reach towards Gildart. You see him just go, well, I oughta, just like you see him just go spinning like in that, you know, like ragdoll cartwheel. He does that and falls off the ship.
That's what I was shouting at.
That was the guy you were shouting at.
Was
I
there
can
any
do a bonus
effect?
action.
Was there any effect to the shout, or was it literally just him choosing to take his bonus action to yell at somebody?
Yeah, it was just a bonus action to choose to
God.
yell at him. It was just petty. Oh
I
man.
fucking love Geldar, he's great.
Let's go.
Anything with your
Guy
cantrip,
of all
or are you
time.
good? Or bonus action, sorry.
Yeah. Bonus action cantrip.
Alright, cool. Yeah, because technically speaking, you can use your cantrip for action and bonus action, so you can do 2 cantrips within a turn if you want. So if you want to, you can do another Eldritch Blast.
Another Eldritch Blast on this guy.
Alright, you do it to the other one surrounding Gildart. The last one that's still alive. Roll your to hit.
Oh my god.
Yeah, you hit this guy. So go and roll your damage.
6.
Yeah, God. So the same thing happens where like Gildart like stops looking at that guy, looks to the other guy, starts yelling at him, like calling him a worthless loser and how his mother should have abandoned him. And then you just see the guy just go. You see him like sniffle a bit and just go, "You fucking bastard!" And you see him raise his sword and then cartwheel, ragdoll,
I kind of want to gaslight him into thinking he has a vicious mockery.
He might gain it if he does that enough, honestly.
I don't want that. I really want that.
Next up, Mollis.
So I was like, I got this guy. It's just emotes in the background. Clicking.
Mollis is going to move up the stairs and move over here.
Okay.
And he walks around his premises, he like, and he just shouts, "Get the fuck off our boat!" And he's just going to kick this guy in the center of the chest.
Welcome back. Also, yeah, you go ahead and kick him off. Do what you need to do. Roll your to
Just
hit.
fucking get out. I do not have the patience for you fuckers. Get off my damn boat. And I have to roll this twice.
Okay.
So, 1d20 plus 9, get the fuck off my boat.
So you see, like, this guy, you see him approaching you, and you see him pull out, like, as, like, you begin to, like, right as you begin to lift your leg to do this kick, you see him, like, turn his hand into his sword. He's like, "Well, with my blade, it just gets kicked." He's like, "Ah, yes, will!" He just, like, fucking drowns.
The way you fucking act out these guys taking damage makes me feel like you've had years of experience getting hit in real life.
I mean, he's been hit by a car like 7 times.
I've been hit by a car.
True. That's true. That's a good experience as any.
Oh, man.
And then to follow up with Mollis fucking punting that guy.
Yeah.
He is going to use his bonus action and let out a fucking screech. And because there's only one guy within range as far as I can tell, unfortunately.
Yeah,
Because this fucker's dead.
Yeah,
this
he's
man
dead.
is.
You know, let me,
Yay,
Move
get
him
fucked.
along.
But this bastard.
Yeah. Oh,
I'm screaming.
Alright, so you're screaming at the one that Benjamin is currently wrestling with.
Yes.
Okay. Roll your tip.
I will. He has to roll a con save.
Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, con save. Alright, cool.
Yeah.
No, he fails that. That was a natural 8.
That. Like a DC 15?
Yeah, listen, I'm pretty sure he doesn't have a +7.
You're like, I can say with reasonable confidence, this fucker is dead.
Yes. Okay, so you see him just go like limp as soon as you do the scream. You can hear him like being choked out by like Benjamin, just going. Just you see just like froth coming from his mouth after that, and Benjamin just grabs him and just goes, "Fucking good riddance, cough," and just like tosses him just off the crow's nest onto the stairs, where his head cracks open and blood pours out.
Alright, I'm out of movement because I can only move 25 feet.
Great. You see Yori. Let me double check to make sure that her ruler is correct. Yeah, she can do this. You see her run, like, basically up to the second area of these pair of stairs that lead up to the front area of the deck, to get around Chrono, and then jumps over Chrono, and does a fucking diving attack with her knives basically pointed directly forward like a fucking ballista.
Holy.
Or like a missile.
Stabby.
Yeah, with a stabby. And she barely will hit this guy. And she basically stabs directly into his knees. And she just goes full force, full momentum, just
God, she's a fucking fox diving into snow, trying to catch a damn rabbit. But the problem is that rabbit's a human.
He took 14 slashing damage to the knees.
After that genuinely pretty impressive display, Credit's just gonna say, nice work.
Yeah. Well, you say that as he's going, just, and then passes out dead. But she goes, thank you.
Oh, okay, she's broken. She's broken.
Chrono just like silently thinks to himself, note to self, her not in the middle of combat.
Yep. And then she looks to the one last grunt. And she looks to him and go, who are you? As he takes vicious mockery. I want to mention her normal smile. She looked at him and there was an immediate just like no expression, like ew, like that type of like.
I don't know what you are.
What was the insult?
Really pulled a Gosha.
Who are you?
Bro.
Yeah.
Who are you? That's the insult.
It's only one psychic. It's only one psychic, but it's that thing of like that morality took a hit. There's like a tear that goes down his eye.
I feel like that should be worth more than a D4. Even if it's just a fucking, like, it's the most genuine as, you're not worth the thought process. Who the fuck are you?
And I'm going to have this guy roll strength save. And yeah, he will fail in this horribly. He got a nat 2. As you see from Karori, you see think of like a rope, right? Now think of a lightning rope. Now think of it lassoing around this guy, and then he gets yanked into the air and thrown off the boat.
Yo.
As she used lightning lure. As she basically just throws him off and just goes, not worth my time. And just...
My blade fruit, get off the boat.
My blade, as you guys will get dealt with the grunts, you will begin to sail off. And this is where it just takes the fact of just getting Navy people off you. There are 2 ships that will try to pursue you. So what you'll need to do is you know what? I'll give you guys an option. You can either have the guy who is driving the ship roll a survival with advantage, because you guys would be giving him directions, or one of you can take over, because he normally doesn't drive the wheel. And you can do that. But keep in mind, only one person can roll the survival. I'm changing up how we did this last time when it came to like sneaking around ships. You guys are in the mix of a battle right now.
Okay, let's simplify this. Everyone just go ahead and say what your survival modifier is. I'll go first, -3.
Damn.
Mine is +1.
Okay.
1.
You, Acrid?
I've got a 5. I have really good wisdom. That's like my one. That's like one of my 2 stats that I'm good at. That's why my AC is high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Personally, I think we should go for the advantage roll, but
You guys either whoever drives will get a advantage roll. It's just who's driving.
Okay, Malice, you should take the wheel in that case.
Okay. I think I remember. Okay, I can take the wheel.
Yeah.
Because I would assume I'd have higher wisdom than... I don't feel like the dwarf has proficiency in survival.
So you will go ahead and take over, but as you do this, I'll let you know. He actually has the same plus. He has a +5. He does have proficiency.
Oh.
There's probably a reason.
Explain why he's alive still with us.
There's probably a reason why he is the way he is. But yeah.
We'll get into that more later.
I'm gonna find that out. I'm curious.
Now roll.
I did mention he was a merc.
Yeah.
So I will roll 1d4 +5, and I roll 2.
Yes.
Yay. Copy. Send. Oh boy.
Okay. That sounds
17.
Good roll.
So actually, let me double check. Just remember, with that level 2 fatigue,
I do have disadvantage on ability checks, but the first roll was a 17.
Yeah, okay, yeah, that'll balance out. I just need to double check. So the next time, if we have this again, we'll keep that in mind. But yeah, it still balances out because the first roll is 17, so it's fine. You will, and I'm going to roll their perception. That's literally, actually it's going to be their survival versus your survival, which is literally what it's going to be. Okay, that ship does not keep up. That ship is managing to keep up, but they're not gaining on you. They need to get, like, to the side of you to even be able to shoot a cannon at you. So right now, you have to roll me yet another survival to try and get this other ship off.
And I only roll once.
Yep.
Oh boy, everyone. Here we go.
Nice.
Okay.
17.
Gonna roll theirs. What the fuck? Why are they keeping up? It says they got the same fucking roll. So you guys start getting away from this like this crowd of ships. And you're at this point where it's like you can start seeing that the island's beginning to disappear out of sight, but this one crew is really determined. You can see like the navigator is like running around the deck, like telling people like shift sails, things like that. You can see that some of the Navy people are like basically just talking to each other. You can see that they've even started pulling out paddles to try and help speed up their process.
I have a really stupid idea.
Okay.
I have a better idea.
Okay, so this guy's still on the ship unconscious, right?
That's the one unconscious guy, yes.
Okay, so what if I pick him up and go to where the ship is chasing us, and hear me out, I throw him thinking, okay, maybe they'll waste time trying to save their friend who would probably be sinking.
So, okay.
That's a good idea.
So you toss him over. You can do that. What's your idea, Yuzaki, while he does that?
I was gonna say, trying to set them on fire by launching setting the bottle of oil on fire and throwing it.
That'll be a bit of a toss.
Yeah, exactly. So Chrono's idea is better.
Chrono or Moss is a better shot, or Gildart. Those are your strength people. So.
There's also, I would, Moss would say, there's launching a flaming arrow. You do have a bow.
I do.
It might not stay lit, but is it?
I know. Let's see if the
bottle works first.
No, let's see if Chrono's idea works first.
All right.
Oh.
So Chrono, you toss this body over, and you like throw it like near like the middle area of like where like they'd have to even move out of the way to even try not to run over this guy. I'm going to roll to see what they do. It went off the desk. It went off the desk. Let me re-roll that. Okay. Yeah, that says a lot about the captain. So the guy who is like not about the captain, but the navigator. You see, like, you hear some like light commotion from like them, like they're at least like close enough to where you can at least kind of hear them going like murmur, like yelling in the background, but it sounds pretty far away. And then you can just hear the navigator just go, keep going. And you see them run over this unconscious guy.
Oh my god.
I like to think Chrono has like one of those like anime sweat beads, or you know, like that anime one kind of like teardrop shape effect, and he just goes, is everyone in the Navy assholes?
I know one person who isn't. Well, I know one person who isn't.
Sure.
Wallace just says like just shouts, ditch all the corpses. Like,
oh god.
Like genuinely, like to throw all the bodies at them at this point. Just toss all the Navy corpses, because at this point he would also point out they'll get in the way.
True.
Like the bodies will get in the way of us moving around.
Alright, I have an idea. I'm gonna set one of my arrows on fire. I'm gonna like coat one of my arrows in oil, set it on fire, and blast it at the ship.
Okay, so you're gonna do that. Everyone else on the crew is going to start throwing the bodies over. It's gonna be like a co-op thing. Rory's gonna throw that one there. There's a lot of bodies. Also, I should get rid of the ones that are no longer in this area. Hold on. So he wasn't here. He wasn't here. He wasn't here, and he wasn't here. There's these guys here. This guy's overboard. This guy should be gone. Put him here. Right. Actually, no, you've already drove past him because he got ran over. Right. So he's thrown 3 over so far. If Chrono and Ulex throws some over, then there'll be 2 more over.
I
will throw somebody over.
Okay. Gotcha.
I just pictured fucking
Mr. Whiskers just like wrapping his body around someone and dragging them off, and then like unraveling around them as his version of quote unquote dragging the body.
Yep. He essentially is like a snake right now, is the way he's like using his body essentially. But yeah, so go ahead and roll me that to hit, Isagi, for your arrow.
I fucking love his new design.
Ships have an AC, so fuck.
Oh, it's so cool.
Oh yeah, no, it's a sick design. Goblin.
That's a 9. Are you serious?
Damn. So you shoot it, and it goes whiffing over. To be fair, it's very far away. So it's one of those things where it's like you're trying to take a gander on how far you need to shoot this. So this one just doesn't make it far enough.
Can I try again?
You can, but this will also call one more survival check from Mollis, as you can reach on the next one. I'll also see how they react to the bodies. They'll have disadvantage for the next survival, because they gotta get around the bodies.
Just the most like Mollis is sitting there like, I'm not the captain, but fuck you, ditch the bodies.
Morals be damned, we're tossing dead meat off the ship.
Okay.
The fisherman set out and ditched the bodies. Everyone's like, well, he's driving, so he'd be doing it if he wasn't driving, so.
Oh, man.
It fit 20.
Okay,
Dirty
cool.
20.
Yeah, so you will be able to lose them with this, but also, Usagi, if you want, I still want you to be able to do your thing, so if you want to go and roll, you can see whether or not you leave them on fire while you're ditching them.
Okay. What do I roll?
It's the same thing as before, you're just, you're shooting an arrow. Also make sure that because you're shooting arrows and you haven't grabbed any, you've never went out of your way to pick up your arrows, make sure to be removing them out of your inventory.
Okay.
That is a thing, I do keep track of arrows and stuff. You've used one in the tavern, and you use... This would be your third one today.
Yep.
Yeah.
Alright, yep, okay. Alright, here we go. That's a net 20!
Yes!
Yes!
Finally, my god!
So you get a moment of clarity where everything is still for you. You pull back the bow, you set it on fire, the tip of it. You let it go. It flies through the air. And as it flies through the air, you realize at this very moment that you got the perfect trajectory. As it hits the sail, and the sails catch fire.
Hell yeah!
Oh yes.
And all the people who are paddling, trying to keep this boat trying to get it more speed, have to drop the paddles to try and put this fire out. With the sails out, you're fucked. And you guys will escape.
We're alive!
We did it, gang.
We got away
Tyler
surprisingly.
was in us all along.
We survived the apocalypse!
You survived the apocalypse, guys. Good job.
Alright, so as like
shocked.
things kind of settle down, Chrono is going to approach Mr. Whiskers, and he is just going to give the guy a hug.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You first.
He kind of just wraps around you essentially, because he's still that 6 foot lanky right now. So he's got that like very like snakish body right now. So he just kind of wraps around you essentially.
It's a hug.
Yeah.
As Chrono lets go, he's going to say, I am very happy to see you.
I'm happy too. Oh,
Chrono's
I don't know what happened.
Back. Yeah.
I don't remember anything.
Hey, Acrid?
You
wanna come over here?
No one else is driving. Can't leave the boat.
Gilbert just starts walking up the stairs. He's got another mug and a new drink already, and he takes over.
I love drunk driving.
Where the fuck is my icon?
There it is. Feel free to move your icons wherever you think they are on the map, by the way. I know some people forget to always move their icons, so.
It's good to jump down. There you go.
Yeah.
So,
is the lieutenant right here? Is she still tied
up? It looks like they tried to start getting her because like the ropes are slightly cut in, but you can see also a little burn mark where Mr. Wizard probably burned a man to death.
Good job, Mr. Whiskers. Good job, bud. He is cool, buddy.
Oh man.
Alright,
Man was not told shit, yes.
as Malice comes down to join them, Chrono is also going to give you a hug. He'll make it a fast one though, because he does know you pretty well at this point.
Mollusk gives a one-armed hug. Hugs are not common for crickets.
Yeah,
he's like,
figured.
he's like, this is what I'm supposed to do, I think. You can tell there's an attempt. He just ate charisma and doesn't really know this part of society.
That's fine. And as Chrono backs off, he's just gonna kind of cross his arms and go. So, what happened?
We went down into the ship. We searched the 3 ships that we found down there, and well, the second one held magic. Dark magic. Magic I didn't recognize even though I did my best. Mr. Whiskers and I attempted to leave. In doing so, we set something off. I don't know what it was, and I don't know what we released. Or what I released. I dragged Mr. Whiskers into this, and I put it upon myself to bring him back. In doing so, I sold my soul to bring the both of us back. I'd found a soul contract to a devil, and I viewed that if I could bring back at least the one that I got killed, that would be a fair trade. He did not like that deal, and instead told me that he would attempt to bring us both back. Though he did tell me that the only one guaranteed was Mr. Whiskers.
I might as well fill you in. What happened was that you guys unleashed a pillar of fire, biggest I've ever seen in my life. And while I don't like to speak for others, I think it's fair to say in anyone's here lives, and out came from it was a Titan. It is.
Fuck.
It looks pretty much exactly as you think it might have looked. And it almost got Pike. He's okay now, but
Relatively speaking.
its strength is no joke.
You would see Karori pitch in for a second. She would kind of lean in a little bit. I want to mention that everybody's kind of huddled up, kind of just talking about this as a whole, besides Geldar, who's driving, and Shideo, who's kind of just leaning against the side, because he doesn't know what's going on right now. He's just got part of this crew, but he's listening in at the very least. But you would see Karori just kind of go, I've done a little digging within the days of travel, and while we're the brief visit that we're at the island, I think, and this is a hypothesis, so take this with a grain of salt, because there have been a lot of Titans within history that have been talked about. Some are myths, some are legends, some are real. There's a few Titans that were talked about to be made of fire, and it's most likely, from what we saw, there was bone marrow mixed in, so the corpse is probably mixed in. So I don't know which Titan it is, but it could be one of the Titans that was involved with the Titan Sea. I don't know if you know anything about that sea, but Titan Sea was fully created because it was once land, but when the Titans went to war, a lot of that land was destroyed. and it soon became its own ocean.
Hey, Mr. DM, could I maybe roll a history check to see if I know anything else about
Go
it?
for it.
That's a dirty 19.
So with a dirty 19, you would know, and I'm going to pull up some information for you here.
Okay.
You would know that the Titan Sea is, well, let me put it this way. Legend says that this very sea was once called a valley, or once was a valley, with land that surrounded it, protected from the ocean by the mountains, created by the Titans. After the Battle of Titans, it was mentioned in historical scrolls that a Titan known as the Revelation wept as his fallen friend, as one of the Titans had died in that fight. His tears filled the valley, overflowing past the mountains, causing it to merge with the waters. Past civilizations within the valley can be found within the Titan Sea. That is what the legend says. So most likely, there's been multiple theories. That is the most common one. So Karori's bringing up a completely different theory, which is the fact that it was once just normal flat land, and then was crushed. The one that you know is a different theory.
Okay. So Chrono would respond with saying, I know a little bit. God, I can't remember when I started reading on it back in my time at prison. Admittedly, I got a little curious on what a Titan was because the world had dubbed me the Titan of Time for some reason. Although, man, after seeing one in person, I'm now convinced the world likes to blow things out of proportion.
You would hear a small chuckle from Benjamin. Just go, honestly, mate, they always like to exaggerate. That's what they like to do. Think about it. It was a noble that wanted you dead. Nobody else gave a fuck. It was a fucking noble that put that order on you. And at the end of the day, the nobles are always scared of something that they don't know. If you had any other fruit and you would still cause that damage, they would have been all fine. It's an accident. But because they didn't know the time fruit, or they didn't know exactly how it worked, they didn't know that was possible. It's never been talked about. They'd be afraid. So what do? To try and get the Navy and the public to hate you, they gave you the Titan of Time. That's why nowadays they call you the Clock. Because they already established the fear, now they don't need it. And the Clock is easier for the people to call out. Why would the Navy longer waste their time saying such a long title when it's no longer needed when the fear has already been established within the common everyday person? It's an intimidation tactic.
Well, frustrating thing is, I don't even hate them. This power scares the hell out of me too, but if I ever meet the one who's responsible for what happened to my parents, though, yeah, I'm not gonna hold back.
Benjamin, history check. You see, like, he's once again trying to remember, it's like, oh wait, yeah, your parents, right? Let me see if I can try to remember. Nothing. There is a very specific roll he has to get.
Got it.
And it is a very high one.
Chrono is gonna turn to you, Malice, because he does have something important to talk to you about. And he'll start it off by saying, look, I've been thinking about our talks about being a captain and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I mean, look, I'm not expecting you to return the feeling or anything, but not knowing if you or Mr. Whiskers was dead really got to me. Ever since I got out of that prison, I kind of feel like you're the only one that I can actually sympathize with, who, to some extent, go through similar stuff as bad as I am in some ways. Malice, do you want to be the vice captain of this ship?
you should see a grin like form across his mouth, like you see a full, very wide grin that you'd not seen. Moss does not smile very often. It is a very rare sight for him to smile. He's normally in a very just blank face. He goes, "I'd love to. Give me a more sense of purpose."
So, Chrono is going to basically kind of grab you by the arm and just kind of look at you more seriously and says, "I can't think of anyone else better I want to unleash hell on the Navy with." Yeah, see what I did there?
I look forward to it.
Chrono is just gonna nod and give him a little pat on the arm, and then he realizes, oh shit, right, we have a new crewmate!
Yeah.
Yeah.
You would see, I want to mention, you guys didn't realize this, but a certain someone slinked away from the group huddle.
Oh no, I watched that. Mollis can
same
see that because he's got the eyes to see all around. He watches, he's like, and there she fucking goes.
It's one of those things, you guys were talking, within that small little, I'd say, little conversation that was going on. What have you said to this man so far?
She slinked away towards the beginning of the conversation.
True.
Corey loves triangle art.
Ublex is just staring at the guy. Ublex is supposed to observe the man.
So, they're having this conversation, you can hear it in the background, and he would just, he's, staring off to them, and looks over to the slime Ublex, and just goes, "Hello."
So, Chrono would kind of, take a step forward to just kind of help properly introduce him and just say, first of all, I am so sorry. As you can probably gather, there is some really important stuff we need to talk about. Also, everyone, this is
Shindale.
I forgot his name. God damn it.
Shindale.
Okay, that works. That works.
He just cut you off and said, the name is Shindale. I'm saying it. Don't pronounce it wrong.
Chrono pronounced it wrong once already, so he's alright not.
That's fair.
Shindale.
And he's gonna go with, now, he helped me and Ublex fight off against a Navy member. And he is pretty good at stabbing the Navy. So, I thought, hey, stabbing Navy, that's kind of cool. We hate the Navy. Let's get the guy who stabs the Navy with us. And he just kind of claps his hands and goes, yeah.
He just looks to it. He just looks to Chrono and just goes, "Very professional. Good job."
And you just Boss, his reaction is
I've been in over. Sorry. What did you say, Acrid?
Everyone would just hear, rather quiet. It's just the most it was just a kind of just boss actually attempting to be a little funny, just perfect reasoning.
Okay. Chrono's just gonna kind of squint a little at Sinato and just go
Sinato?
Alright!
Shindale?
God.
Alright.
Squint a little at Shindale and says, "Oi, I've been in prison for over 350 years. I'm trying to relearn how to be a person again."
Oh no, it's just a good job. Don't worry.
Sinido.
Okay.
Oh man.
Sinido.
Just go. If you need to, you can call me Shin.
There you go.
Okay, that's a bit easier.
It's nice to meet you, Shin.
It's good to meet you too. He splits. He's like, I don't think I know your name.
I just love that. Good to meet you. Wait, who are you? Fucking double take at the.
Gonna slowly shift into human form to hold out his hand to shake with Shinde.
Oh.
Hell yeah.
It says, "My name is Ublex."
Good to meet you, Ublex.
Oh, I hate to interrupt, but
Bro holds his hand for a little uncomfortably long time for the handshake.
Ublex?
Oh man.
There was something very important that we encountered on that island. If you see any green people with 4 ears, run away.
Wait, why?
You're still holding his hand.
Because they were,
Yeah,
because they were after,
look.
because I happened to find one, and he was after you. I don't know why, but he tried to kill me when I tried to throw him off the trail, and it didn't go very well for him. But he'll probably be back.
I'll keep an eye out. I don't know. I'm like so old. I'm like not even old.
Oh man.
Why would anyone be after me?
Mollusk
And my body isn't
downstairs.
even huge.
Hell
Am I
yeah.
like, wait,
We'll get to that in a
I'm
second.
kind of a big deal? Am I? Am I a big deal?
Shindo,
Guys,
just
I'm a big
staring at
deal.
you. You say that, and he's like, "Can you let go?"
Sorry, your hands are so nice.
Thank you.
Don't stop holding.
Good luck in with this man.
Okay.
He like
I'm
when
just
you
gonna
let
be
go of
like giggling and kicking his feet. Spooky looking at this guy.
Yeah. It's one of those things where it's like you let go of his hand is like drenched now, and he's just like he doesn't show it, but it is that like any normal person would be like, oh, ew. But like he doesn't show that.
Oh, wait a minute. I just realized I need to go check the basement of the ship because I told my stalker to meet me at said ship, so they're probably hiding somewhere.
Wait, really quick, one more thing before you go, Usagi, because I mean, Chrono definitely wants to talk about that, and he's just gonna go, well, I'm glad you're okay, Usagi, but what?
About what? About what? The person with 4 ears,
Sorry, it's just a little hard to believe that happened.
People died.
You say this after having time powers and all the other unbelievable things you've seen, and this is the thing that puts you on edge.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm surprised at myself that I'm not desensitized to everything around me, but
Mr. Whistler's just hovering over you.
He reaches up to pat Chrono on the shoulder. The sooner that happens, the better. And then he walks away.
Sorry, I know people can't see this, but I stretched Mr. Whisker's icon by an extra square upwards, so he's just oval.
Anyway, I need to go investigate the basement because there's probably someone. Because said stalker is probably here.
Possibly.
So,
before you do that, Mollis was wanting to check downstairs. We will hop to that eventually. But what were you about to say real quick, Dylan?
I'm very sorry. One last thing that I'm just getting it out because it's relevant to right now before it gets too late.
That's fair.
And Chrono's just gonna kind of shout to everybody and just go like, hey, does anyone run into any crazy wild encounters while we were on that island that they think we should know about? No? Okay.
Well, that was
cool.
Well,
Benjamin.
The mysterious green thing was the only one.
Benjamin is like racking his head. I mean, we had like Navy. That's about it.
No, I mean, no, I meant, can I talk to you for a minute?
Oh, okay, yeah, Mike, I got you.
Yep. All right, and obviously that can wait till Acrid and are done.
Yeah, he'll go talk to you. Yeah. So Mollis, you had your thing.
So Mollis is gonna walk into the room and head to his bed.
Okay.
He's gonna grab his cloak.
You gonna look for the journal?
He grabs his money that was under the cloak.
Oh, crap balls.
And then he would extend his telepathy radius as far as he can because he notices that there's journals gone.
Oh, God damn it! Come on, man! I thought you were dead.
Oh, man.
And there's an immediate and there's a very quick tone shift. Just say, "Where's my journal?" Who touched my shit?
Usagi's not even gonna attempt to hide it. He's just like, I have it. I thought you were dead. I'll just go put it back on you. I'll just go put it back on your bed and Here you go. Thank you. She walks away before Miles bites his head off.
I want to mention for those who don't know, Miles moved pretty damn fast. He did the thing. He made sure he took off the underground, aka like in a different floor icon off his icon, and made it move up so fucking fast after Yusaki. He even like took his icon to go like into the kitchen area and then brought it around town.
It was the 50-foot movement monk is approaching your location. This boat is not that big.
Wait a minute. I have to post this meme.
Oh boy, he's sending something. Here we go.
Wait.
Quotes and stuff. Sinidu. Chrono 2020.
I'm so tired.
It's fair, it's fair. Oh man. Yeah.
I went through the effort. I went through the fucking effort of showing my fucking movements.
Wait a minute. I got it.
Move some stuff back up.
This sucks, but it's funny.
Yusaki. Oh yeah, no, that's fitting. That's
Casually approach Yusaki. America.
Oh man. Okay. But yeah, while you know, like you go grab your stuff. Was there anything else you were trying to do real fast, Mollis?
This can wait, but Mollis is going to talk to the prisoner.
Yeah, we'll hop over to that in a bit, just so like we can try and bounce between everybody. Yusaki, so you're searching the ship?
Yes.
That's what you're doing? Okay. Roll me investigation. That makes the most sense for this.
Okay. Here we go. Please, rolls. I need you to work for once. Investigation. Okay. D&D Beyond. Hey, it's 17.
All right. So you walk around for a good bit. You check you check up on the upper areas. You check barrels. You don't know how big your stalker is. You check like literally anything. You check the captain's quarters spot, the kitchen area. You check the barrels inside the kitchen. You check the storage room. You check the crates inside the storage room. You check the barrels inside the storage room. You check both bedrooms, the girls and the men's. You check the cannon areas. You check literally any spot you can think of. You're not finding anyone.
Well, then I'm gonna go for broke, and I know you're here. You can come out. You can come out. Nothing bad will happen.
As you say that, you see Mr. Whiskers show up and just go, "I'm here. What's up?"
No, not you.
Oh.
Not you. Not you. Someone else.
He slinks away a little bit more later.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Yeah.
Wait. How good is your sense of smell?
It's okay.
Quite. Could you do me a favor? Has anybody? Could you look for anyone on the ship that you don't recognize? Not except for the elf, not that one. I'm trying to get someone here, and I need to know if they actually bother to arrive. They're very shy, you see.
Okay, I got you. Yeah, let me do that. Hold on. And he just.
Oh my god.
It is both like he sat up on like all two. He's in the normal like 3-foot cat form, like 3-foot long cat form. So it's like a prairie dog, like sitting up. And I'm going to roll his survival. Cool. So he goes stepping around for a little bit, and like he starts like leaning forward a little bit, and starts like scurrying over. Like on all fours into a specific area of the storage room, and he opens a trap door.
Ew.
And
Fucking what?
Yeah, it was underneath a bunch of crates.
Oh, convenient.
And
how convenient.
He opens the door, right? Or you open the door?
I'm gonna open that door.
All right, you open that door, and go ahead and roll me a con save.
Oh god damn! Am I gonna trip and fall on my ass?
No, that would be a dex check.
This is con.
Can you conceive it?
I got 16 actually.
Okay, good. So you can.
So it looks like I can conceive it.
Anyway. Yes.
Yes.
So this was a thing of like this was gonna be horrible otherwise. So you open this trap door and there is this immediate whiff of this most rancid, vile, unholy smell that just pours throughout this room now.
Oh, good lord.
And you'll see there is just
Who's
like
there?
there is like a dead pirate in there.
Oh.
This body's been sitting down there for probably ages.
Oh my.
Found the brig.
Wow, sick stalker, Usagi.
Yeah. You're
not there.
Look, Whiskers looked at him and just go, I'm gonna guess that's not it.
Nope,
He's like making
no, definitely
a
not.
face.
No, definitely not. No, at least we found it so we can get rid of it.
Yeah.
Well, before that, I'm going to check his pockets.
Okay,
Oh my god.
You check his pockets. Go and roll me a sleight of hand. Determine how much you
Unsafe,
find.
because you're gonna have to get close.
Nat 1?
Oh my god, really?
Okay. So here's what I'll say with this, right?
Oh,
so
no.
you go down, into this little trapdoor spot so you can go check out the body, right? And you start reaching into the pockets, like you're like, what? There's got to be something in here, right? And at one point you put your hand in the pocket, and you feel like there's something that starts crawling on your hand, and not just one thing, a lot of things. And you reach your hand back out, and there is maggots all over your right hand now.
Okay, at that point, I'm just gonna bolt.
Yeah, well, that's fair.
No, thank you.
Yep. Yeah, you can just go
Yeah.
washing them off, I guess, technically.
I'm just gonna go tell Maul. I think he will then, not me. Well, listen, we found a body in the basement. In the basement.
There's a basement. There's a
There is?
basement. It's just the immediate question of fucking huh?
Anyway, yes, there's a trap door. We found it in the storage room. There's a body down there, and I would have gotten rid of it myself, but I'm a little too. I'm not physically equipped enough to handle that.
You see Mr. Whiskers kind of like bring his head around the kitchen door. Like he slinks over. And he doesn't even show his full body. It's just like a little portion of his body. And he's got these little nub arms. And he would just go, I physically cannot grab that.
Understandable.
You know what? Perfect
So,
fucking reasoning. Have a nice day. You have a good day, bud.
Somebody else can deal with that. Thank you. He goes over and he's just retching over the side of the boat.
Wallace is gonna have to deal with that. He walk over and deal with it.
Yeah, I want to mention, you get to watch Mr. Whiskers walk across. He doesn't leave the kitchen, but he walks across like the entire door panel. It's like watching a wiener dog kind of like go past something. Like it's just like a little train.
Alright, Mollis heads down to fucking deal with that.
I'm not gonna make you roleplay that. It's just a simple you grab it, you're gonna toss it out. While you toss out that body, and while Usagi sits there in defeat for a bit, we're gonna hop over to Benjamin and Chrono. Unless Oobleck has something they're trying to do right now. They haven't said anything yet. But I know you're trying to make your mouth rest because of wisdom teeth.
I gotta use the bathroom real fast again.
Damn.
Listen, I'm drinking a lot of water.
I get it, man.
Good for you.
Right back.
Google? Oobleck? Isa?
Blah blah blah
Isa?
blah 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 blah.
I think someone killed her, so we're just gonna go with Chrono.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
I like to imagine Chrono kind of catches like a little bit of the sight of seeing Usagi running over to the ship to throw up. And he just kind of goes, "What? Okay, you know what? Not important." Okay, Benjamin, Benny, Benner, Ben.
Fucking
So,
Yes, mate.
let's just go ahead and get this out of the way. I saw you at first struggling.
Mm-hmm.
How many years did it drop down to on your thing?
Luckily, mate, I didn't have to do too much. I was able to keep them mainly at the distance. Thankfully, too, Mr. Whiskers kind of showing up out of nowhere on the ship. Thankfully, it's not too bad. Right now, I'm still at 40.
Okay, that's
Thankfully.
right.
Yes.
You seem like you were doing fine, but that was Mr. Whiskers seemed to need help, but somehow that crazy cat has gotten even stronger.
Yeah, mate, I think he unlocked some stuff. Well, I don't know. I don't really know how else to put it, but I feel like maybe I know most likely by his magic, he's probably some form of a druid. That's the only reason why he would even have sentience. That's my guess. At least an educated guess. Maybe his circle changed or something? I mean, he was brought back by a devil. I'm imagining that would make some major repercussions. I mean, he probably lost some stuff, but he would probably also gain some stuff, because obviously his humanoid form, has changed quite a bit. It's not humanoid. Not anymore.
I didn't tell Malice or Mr. Whiskers about this, but I realized I might have took them for granted a little bit. I mean, it's not like I was deliberately trying to or anything. I've always appreciated their company, but it's like what they say. Sometimes you don't realize what you have until they're gone.
Am I? That's true. That's true.
And also, to be honest, I'm glad Malice is also kind of feels the same way about this whole vice captain sort of arrangement. I mean, I've been trying really hard to take your advice, and I mean, Malice has been a good place to start with. I mean, at the end of the day, we're both people who the Navy irrationally hates and blows out of proportion.
Not just that, mate, but at least in my opinion, normally if you want to have a vice captain or something like that, you want someone that has similar morals. And while I do love everyone here on the ship, I care about everyone equally, and I'd risk my life for them. I'll be completely honest, there's definitely some people here that I've looked at and I understand that their morals and their goals are very different. Yeah. I'm just here because things happened and one thing led to another and now I'm here. Simple as that. But not in the wrong way, but we have a random vanguard here. We have a librarian, which, I mean, granted, she does seem to mean well. And listen, I love the bunny. He's great. He's funny. That's funny to me. But I'll be completely honest, I don't know where his morals lie to this day. I'm still very intrigued by Ublex. I don't know. I'll be honest, I'm still trying to look into what the hell Ublex is, but
Oh, you and me both.
I don't know.
Not even Ublex.
If they have a goal. I don't know if they have morals in general.
They seem to like dating people, which is something.
Maybe they're
Just something.
maybe
It's not
they're
weird.
maybe in hell, maybe the god of hell, maybe they like made a new form of succubi or incubi. I don't know, mate. That's the only thing that makes sense in my head with this.
For context, Reed, that is like one of the few in Chrono's defense. That is like one of the few things we definitely know about Ublex. They are very interested in dating, and they also cook.
Yes. Yeah.
Fair enough.
Chrono would just kind of look up to the sky a little bit. He kind of give like a little chuckle and just say, "Huh. I wonder if my dad was still around. Wonder what he would have to say about all this. I bet he didn't expect his son to follow in his footsteps."
Well, I'll be honest, mate. Don't remember a whole lot about him. I feel like my memory's been slipping quite a bit.
Dad's old as that.
But one thing I can remember is that he probably left.
Yeah, I could see that.
If there's one thing I remember... Oh, sorry about that, but I should say, the one thing that I do remember about your dad that has been built into my brain is the fact that he laughed a lot. And it was an obnoxious laugh.
Oh no.
Fascinating. I meant to ask you about this. So, have you ever heard of... How should I put this? This Navy man. I wouldn't be surprised if it was a higher ranked officer. They seem to have this sort of, well, I guess you could call it a monk intuition, I suppose.
Yeah.
You just kind of know with some people. They were holding this sort of black box, and when they spoke into it, all of a sudden, Navy ships began firing cannonballs at the island. Now, this is going to sound crazy, but then again, considering everything we've seen so far, God, Usagi is right. I really should be desensitized at this point. There's a tiny part of me that was thinking that they were trying to blow up a part of the island effectively.
God.
I was wondering if you maybe heard anything about that the Navy uses?
Yeah, mate. Remember how I told you a while back there was a thing that I found on, I think back in Solus. I talked about how there was a phone that I found that was built into the ship, and they tracked us through it.
I remember that, yes.
I don't know if I probably told you, a phone's normally used to contact other ships that are nearby. They can't go, like, long service or anything, but if they're within, like, a mile, they can normally contact the other ships in, like, a mile's radius. Kind of like I guess actually, some people call it a walkie-talkie, some people call it a mobile phone. We don't have a proper name for it yet. It's newer technology. But if that's the case, that sounds like one of the phones or walkie-talkies, but those weren't portable before. That might be new.
That would make sense.
I can tell you this, if someone like that has authority, that's probably not a captain, that's probably an admiral. Or higher. One of the two.
Shoot, really?
Yeah. I mean, my guess, from what I can see within the commotion from the crow's nest, with all those oceanic people walking around, they might have been doing a thorough search. They might have even sent a higher rank to check the island out. They might not even been here for us. They might have been here to check to see whether or not this island had betrayed them.
I'm going to have to ask Pike more about this. I noticed that they were targeting the oceanic creatures, and, well, I wanted to help him get near a hive, but, well, we didn't have time for that.
Yeah, we might. I mean, honestly, considering all the oceanic people were there, we talked to them about it. My guess is because a lot of the hives and kingdoms that were around that area, I've talked to Pike a bit, you know, within the time that he's been down, but since he's been out of commission for a bit. He, if I remember correctly, said that they were allied with that island, so most likely the people that were at that hive were working with the island, meaning that those people were probably caught in that crossfire.
I see. That seems to make sense.
Yeah.
Chrono kind of looks like he's deep in thought, processing all this information in. And then he breaks into a wide smile. Sorry, it's just that. So, I just got excited all of a sudden. I knew going on this journey wasn't gonna be this easy, but if this is the level of strength to contend with, I mean, how can I not get excited for a chance like that to go up against?
Yeah,
my teacher always used to say I had a competitive streak in me. And now with Mollis and Mr. Whiskers back, and with a new crewmate in tow, it's time to get back to training. I gotta get going again.
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, this is just one more reason to keep working at it.
Indeed.
And, we're going to hop over quickly to Mollis, who wanted to interrogate a fool. So you're looking down at the lieutenant right now. You've already thrown the body out.
Yeah. Also, Mollis would also have remembered something.
Mm-hmm.
He would look over at, and it is, I'm trying to fucking find the person. It is Karori, I think is the name.
Karori? Are you talking about the orc?
Yes,
Half orc? Yeah, that's Karori.
Yeah. He would look over Karori. He was like, Karori, I have a question about something that I don't understand.
What's up?
He would pull out that ring of cold resistance that he found in the ship.
Yeah.
He's like, this, even with all of my checking of Arcana, I got basically fuck all, but I could tell it was dark magic. And the only thing I could really tell is that if I put this thing on, it probably wasn't coming off.
Yeah. I do not like give it to me for a few days. Let me see what I can figure out about this. I'm gonna be honest. This feels like a bit out of my league. It's not the type of magic that I normally use.
And since we're testing with cursed items also.
Yes.
Found this hat. I don't know if it's cursed either.
Which one are you handing? Because if I remember correctly, there was like 1 or 2 hats, if I remember right.
There was only one hat.
It was just a hat of ermine, right?
Yeah. He has no idea if it's cursed or not, and he's not taking any fucking risks.
She can check on that one.
It's the most like fucking I got nuked by a titan. I'm not taking risks with shit I found there.
Yeah. So she didn't roll a good enough Arcana check. She would look to you and just go, "Now that's just a hat of ermine."
Great. He's gonna keep the hat.
Hell yeah.
he got a hat now.
I
Yeah.
just remembered one more thing I meant to ask, if that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Just to wrap up the conversation with Benjamin. So, I don't suppose you're familiar with our next destination again?
He looks to Gildart. And just, Gildart. Yeah. Just like from across the boat. Where are we heading? And you just look at the compass. And you see him do that double check. Look back up. Look down at the compass. Rub his eyes. Take a swig. Look at it again. Rub his eyes. Look back at you and just go, "It didn't get to reset.
Wait, what?
Oh,
We weren't there long enough. Normally it takes days for these things to reset."
Oh.
Well, now what?
We
We're
sail.
Oh, great.
We're sailing blind now.
Yeah.
Cool.
I'm never
Oh,
go-
Usagi, a word.
Soggy, a fucking word.
Yes? Yes, what?
Chrono would probably just kind of bring you somewhere a little bit more private, because I
Oh,
just
no.
remembered something important that he should probably know about.
Is this about my stalker?
So, no. So when they kind of get to, like, I don't know, like a private location, like maybe inside a ship or something like that,
Yeah, probably.
Yes?
Everybody's outside right now.
Chrono's just gonna
Yes.
say, "So, me, Oblax, and the newcomer, we ran into this pretty buff elf. And they said something that's been bothering me, and I quote, looks like Taka was right about the information."
You know, that's not surprising. I'm with you, and she's after me. So
Is there... I mean, please feel free to correct me if I'm wrong, but is there anyone, maybe... Have they figured out how to track us at this point?
I would have no idea how.
I mean, my best guess is...
To be fair, it's not like we're being particularly subtle, blowing up fortresses.
Yeah, that's true. Then there was a Titan, which... Ooh, I'm sure that's gonna do wonders on the bounty, if they find out we were involved in that.
Perhaps if we want to, stay on the down low, maybe we could not blow up random places?
Well, I don't really do that, but yeah, no, I do like that idea.
Right, I'll talk to Malice about that then.
If I had to make an educated guess, and again, this is just a guess, but we've been going in a somewhat mostly straight line when it comes to these islands.
Yes.
Maybe there's a chance they figured out our pattern. So maybe this could be a good thing. If we're gonna sail blindly for a while, then maybe that means we can get the Navy off our tail, at least for a little while.
Okay. Just gonna... Alright, well... Hopefully that works.
The absolute lack of fucking confidence.
He knows Taka's gonna be on his tail.
Oh man.
She's not gonna stop that easily.
We're gonna finally get back to Mollis.
Woo!
Okay. I need to run quick. I need to run quick to take some Advil.
I got you. Do what you need to do. Interrogate.
Yeah.
What you got? What are you doing?
Yeah,
Whiskers
so-
are behind you. They've curled around you.
It's your scarf.
Yeah, they
It's
just
a
dangle
cat
over your
scarf.
neck like a scarf. But they're
It's just a
staring
cat
the
scarf.
lieutenant in the eye.
That's the most backwards assed intimidation strategy any fucking druid can fucking employ.
Yeah.
It's like, no one will ever believe you that I was this scarf all along.
Oh man.
No one will ever. So Wallace is going to look at the lieutenant, and she's, I'm assuming, is like either sitting on the ground tied up,
Yeah.
or she's so Wallace is going to so Wallace is going to crouch and he's like, I had planned to talk to you sooner, but events kind of got in the way.
She would just slowly look up and just go, "Oh, you're back. Hi."
I know, it's great. Now,
Lovely.
lovely indeed. Now, why the fuck are you in the Navy?
Keep them from dealing with the Underdark. They threatened my home. I'm the peacekeeper. By allowing Underdark people to work in the Navy, we keep them from attacking our home. If we leave, and all of our people were to just leave the Navy, they'd attack our place. And frankly, we have enough stuff in the Underdark, and I'm not willing to deal with more. I'd rather die.
Miles just kind of sits there with this, like, got it. Fuck. This is going to be difficult. Got it. Alright, well, he is also, and he's like, so, you don't like us, and I get that perfectly. That's fair. We attacked you and all that. However, you fight well, and it'd be a shame to have to kill you for that.
Mm-hmm.
So here's the thing. My end goal with all of this is to remove the Navy entirely. If you don't want them to threaten your home, you could help by removing them. Or, if you'd prefer, I can toss you overboard with a cannonball strapped to your leg.
So what you can do is you can roll me a... You may either roll a... Well, okay.
Hardest
I'm
intimidation
thinking-
roll I've ever seen in my life.
Here's the thing. I will say this. You can either roll a persuasion or an intimidation check. Understand that those skills would give different type of answers.
Yeah.
So keep that in mind.
Yeah, he's actually trying to persuade.
Okay.
He says the cannonball part with the very clear, like, I'd prefer to not to, but I fucking will. Like,
Yeah.
it's either these are your two options, lady. Like,
Fair enough.
it's either we can, like, because he's sitting there like, you're costing us food. I need to sort you out now.
Yep.
And now that I'm vice captain, I can just decide to throw you off. I've been given that permission. I don't need to ask.
That is
I
completely
can
fair.
just decide to drown you.
Yeah, go ahead and roll me that persuasion check then, I guess.
Yeah, so I get a disadvantage. Wait, I have double disadvantage.
Yeah, because you're still fatigued. Yeah.
I'm fatigued, and Griegers have disadvantage on persuasion due to their fucking ghastly visage.
You just start doing that thing that lets like mash from magic and muscles where they just start shaking, sweating, stuttering like 30 times.
I think it's one of those, like, he's very clearly leaning something he's not good at.
That's the very clear thing. So he's like, I could just intimidate you, but
I'll do this. You won't have double. You only have one disadvantage because you do have Mr. Whiskers with you.
Yay!
Oh my god, that was a misclick.
Isa.
Oh my god, that was a misclick. Oh my god.
I thought that was Dylan. I was gonna get on the Dylan.
Oh my god.
Not this time.
I did not mean to do that.
Isa.
I legitimately.
Oh boy, yeah. So Wallace is going to attempt to persuade. Here's the first one.
Okay. 15 and then a 1. Alright, so you just say that and you see her go, I get what you're getting at, trust me, I do. I want to mention she's so fucking done with this. She would just go, but I doubt a pirate crew could take down the whole Navy. You barely survived today, and you've already died from what I can tell. I saw the fire, but at least from the spot that I was strapped in. As far as I'm concerned, if this is the current state of the crew, you're not making it anywhere.
Well, I do have a potentially interesting crew member coming, hopefully.
You say that from like afar.
Yeah.
Wallace just looks like he just says, he's like, any objections, Captain?
Okay, so I'm gonna be honest, I was in the bathroom for like a good chunk of that conversation.
So I'll just fill you in on the important part. Wallace said, either join us or I'm throwing you overboard with a cannonball strapped to your leg.
And she said no.
I feel like Usagi is not going to, like, no, that's not a good... Are you really any better than the... Are you really any better than the Navy if you do that?
If she's part of the Navy, she's against us. I said what I said before, and I still stick by that.
I'm going to point out that that's the exact same mindset they have towards your people, isn't it?
Wallace, could I suggest something to you?
All ears.
Your rage against the Navy is perfectly justified.
Oh my.
And I agree that from what I've seen, some of them need to go. I don't think some of them should even be in the Navy. I think it needs a complete and total overhaul, rather that be destruction or reforming or mass firing. I don't know. But
Can we buy it?
Let's take it.
Sorry.
Wallace sits there and he just drops his head like, I wish it was that easy. Like, it is the most, like, the sad, like, I wish. It was, alright. I get what you're getting at.
Wait, there's
both
more.
of you. Alright.
I'm sorry. One more thing. But think of it this way. If we give Navy members like this a second chance, they're going to spend the rest of their life fearing us, fearing you. And I doubt that they're going to be so interested in doing horrible things after that. But, and Chrono's going to turn back to the attendant, if we ever catch you doing evil, malicious shit, well, you should start thinking about your tolerance with fishmen.
Trust me, I don't want to be doing any of the stuff I do. I'm doing it to keep my people safe. Just like how what you are doing is simply to keep the ocean people safe.
Wallace would then reach out, grab the rope, like the time, like he's going to just unbind her. It's like, fuck it, I don't care. And he's like, just don't do anything fucking stupid.
Okay, it worked.
We'll drop you off at the next island, but if we catch anything weird, you know the rest.
That's fine by me.
You want your captain's glaive back?
I didn't care about the bastard. He was a douche anyways.
Man, I'm keeping it.
Oh, man.
He takes the rope and walks off.
Chrono's probably gonna follow and just kind of nudge and then just say, look, I'm not gonna ask you to do that all the time, but sometimes there's Navy people out. Anyone, I could tell that one deserved a second chance. And if they botch it, well, please go crazy. I don't care.
Both of you had points, and I accept both of them. So, Usagi got a point across the Mollusk, so that's something.
Yeah.
Oh,
I want to mention, I'm glad all that has been done. Mr. Whiskers is sitting up like a prairie dog staring at the lieutenant.
I'm glad we got that established because, Acrid, when you first started talking about your hatred for the Navy, I was like, okay, I gotta be careful to make sure we don't become evil.
I was more worried about my ex-girlfriend.
Fair.
Chrono's just trying to keep himself together mentally.
Yeah, I know. Mollusk wasn't. There's that chaotic evil side that will naturally come out against Navy, and that's where that bit shows.
Was not to mention, second chances are hilarious because they have to spend the rest of their life knowing that they got lucky.
I have an idea. I need to put a note on the mast or something that says, to my adoring stalker crossed out fan, if you not Yori, if
Yori's like looking over already.
if you are here or in the vicinity, come meet me on this ship. I promise I won't get mad. There's something important we have to talk about.
Fair enough.
And neat. That stalker's gonna have a bitch of a time finding you because we have no idea where we're going.
I left notes all around the stupid last island. Oh, right.
The island is basically gone. The thing that, like, this is something that Usagi, basically anyone here would know. Hell, Ublex, roll me a history check. Ublex, Isa.
She's gone.
I remember that.
Oh, 3?
Yeah.
Damn. Yeah, so you don't know. Everyone else knows though. Normally when a buster call is called, there's two things that happen because, as I've mentioned before, these islands have like a cycle, so they kind of are constantly rotating throughout the Earth. That's why they don't have proper maps. There's two things about that. Because of that, a lot of these islands, due to magic and stuff like that, they don't fully connect to the ground, to like the seafloor, so they're kind of floating. So if a buster call gets called in, there's a shot they fully sink the island. Like they fully remove its ability to continue floating. It doesn't always happen. Sometimes buster calls have just left an island in ruin to where it's uninhabitable, or if you wanted to inhabit it, you'd have to do some serious work. Or it's just full on gone. So the shot of those notes being there, let alone still being intact, is pretty small.
Well, let's hope she saw them first.
Let's hope.
Hope she wasn't on the island.
That is also true.
Because the bitch is dead. She was on the island.
I will also once again remind you from last session that you never felt her presence. Normally you feel her presence. You never felt her presence.
Ah, damn it.
That was
One
the hint.
One day.
That was the hint. Something terrible was gonna happen. The stalker wasn't there.
No, that nor does me. She's just trying to figure out where the fuck you guys are at.
Okay, well, I'm just gonna start leaving like little hints like everywhere.
That's fair. It's a good way to get them. Besides that, is that everything everybody wants to do?
Has anyone updated Pike about what happened?
I'm going down the pike.
Okay, that's what I thought. I'm gonna tag along too, because I did technically I start learning about this whole Grieger problem thing the hard way back there.
Cool. So when you head down there, you see the stalker. No, I'm joking. So
Fucking man, I'm punching the new person.
No, I'm joking. Yeah, no. So you can walk there. Pike has not moved a muscle from that bed.
Oh God.
You comfy, man?
He would slowly open his eyes. You just go, as comfy as I can be.
Chrono's just going to point the malice.
He would just like, it is that moment of like, he can't express himself too much, cause agony.
Understandable.
But he would just go, glad you're back? Oh, you do not look normal. What happened to you?
Do you want a full explanation, or would you prefer to wait till your brain isn't melting?
I prefer to wait until I'm not dying inside right now.
Then it'll wait.
Alright.
Moss just gives him the, alright, that'll wait. I'm fine with that. Oh God.
That'll be something you just explain like off screen. That way you don't have to re-explain it for a third time. But yeah.
Does like Malice walk off at this point, or?
Oh no, he's gonna exist and kind of learn what happened to Pike.
Chrono would kind of probably take the lead for you in that case. I imagine all of them are just kind of sitting down, and he just says, "So, I'll get straight to the chase. After the fire tornado came out of nowhere, I made a very split-second decision. I thought, okay, well, Pike, out of all of us, is probably the best equipped if you guys manage to escape. And, well, I think you can guess the rest of that story."
I'm guessing you went into the water before there was the fire?
Fire hadn't erupted yet, and I was cooked like a fish on a fillet on a Monday night, served with fries.
Yeah, I'm not going to lie, Pike, but I saw might stick in my nightmares permanently.
Trust me, I do too.
Chrono's gonna turn to Pike.
This is not Mollis. This is me. This is not Mollis. Mollis is stone-faced, but I, as a human being, love that description. Because I was here for how he came out, and I'm sitting here like, that is a very, like, half-Grieger way of describing an injury that severe.
There's that bit of merman, but there's that bit of Grieger.
Chrono's gonna then turn to Pike, and he's just gonna say, "I'm sorry that I couldn't help you get to that Grieger hive you talked about, by the way. I really did want to help, but I mean, that had to have been quite possibly the biggest Navy attack yet."
Yeah, I didn't get. Okay, well, I won't lie. I saw a bit of it. I did see a bit of it. I got told by the dwarf to immediately head back down. I got out of
it
that.
was bad. It was bad.
Yeah, I recognized one of the people that got killed. That was a good friend of mine.
Fuck, I'm sorry.
I can at least guess this. That hive's gone. 'Cause they were from that hive. Can't do much about it.
We'll make them pay once we have the strength to, but for now the goal is staying alive.
On the bright side, I know the guy who called the fucking Buster call.
Wait, you do?
Oh, You know
I
that fucker?
recognize that fucking face. He's the one that raided my kingdom.
Please, do tell.
That's
Who is he?
Admiral Locke.
Oh, fuck, it was an admiral.
Oh, shit, Benjamin was right.
Yep. So now you have information.
Admiral Fucknut.
Sorry to... I apologize if this is a sensitive question for me to ask you, Pike, but... Is there anything that you recall of him? Like, what powers he uses? Maybe he's a godfruit user, that kind of deal?
I never saw him use any powers. I was forced by my royal guards to flee. So I didn't get to stick around and fight. But he killed 2 of my royal guards on my way out. Something I do remember, and it doesn't make sense to me. I don't know. Granted, the Navy, since he's a human, they gave him some form of, like, an air bubble so he could breathe underwater during the fight, but, some type of equipment. I don't know what he was using. But they sliced one of his arms off and it grew back like vines.
What?
Of a bitch. It's the devil fruit.
Yeah. It grew back almost instantaneously, maybe within 6 seconds.
Could you describe how it was grown back? Like, did you notice any peculiar details that might be relevant? Like off the top of my head, maybe it was like a flash of light, maybe some kind of light power?
I didn't catch it. I'm going to be honest, I was trying to just... I knew the longer I stuck around, the more my people was going to get killed because they were trying to get me out. My father died to that same man. The king died. Because he was trying to stall for time. He died. That led to the royal guards dying. Because I tried making a fuss. They're dead because I decided to make a fuss.
So were you the prince, or what were you?
I was the prince.
Well... Admiral Fuck won't be living forever. I'm gonna be honest, it's very clear, he's not bothering to remember the fucker's name.
Yeah.
it's the most, I think you said Admiral Locke, but as far as fucking Mollusk cares, it's Admiral Fucknut. Fucking, it's a bitch. He needs to die. I'll get back to you. I've got a few others I need to kill first.
Chrono is just gonna kind of clap his hands together and goes, okay, got it. That's gonna be my first big goal since getting out of prison. Getting strong enough to take that guy head on in a direct fight.
Well, there's a smaller goal we can take.
And that being?
There's a lieutenant that I'm after. Or she's a captain, one of the two, I can't remember. Well, it's a half dragonborn. She was the one that arrested me and brought me down to the prison. She's the reason I'm still alive. So I know she was on one of the islands we were going to, though we might not get there. Or if we get insanely fucking lucky, we'll run into that island and we can fight her there.
Yeah.
If we get very, very lucky.
Chrono, at this point, is going to manifest a time gear in his right hand, which is just as a quick refresher, is like this kind of like levitating off the palm of his hand, RNG, like kind of spinning around. And he is just gonna say, tell me, you two, are you two believers in destiny?
I am a believer in fate. I'm also a believer in Jaeger, as I am a cleric.
That makes sense. That makes sense.
That checks out. Mollis just kind of pauses for a moment, and he's like, well, I believe in fate as well, and Ivanine, the guy who kept me alive. A devil. It's the most like I believe in a devil of fate, so I know fate's a thing.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
Kronos was gonna get up from his chair at this point and says, "Sorry, it's just that ever since I got out of prison, it feels almost like, how should I put this? It feels like puzzle pieces have been raining down in my head. There's a weird part of me that almost feels like it was meant to happen. I don't know. Sorry. I'm gonna go ahead and go back up to the ship. Rest well, Pike." And he's just gonna kind of leave at that note.
Fair.
Yeah.
All right, and with that being said, we are going to end the session tonight. But before we leave, I want to mention something that I think everybody's gonna love. As we end off, you get to level up.
Yeah!
Do I level up again?
Mollis, you don't, because you're already level 3.
Sad.
Oh, okay.
Because they got a pre-level up because of the whole thing. But now you guys will be caught up with Mollis and Mr. Whiskers. So that being said, with the level up in tag, I hope you guys all enjoyed. I hope you got to enjoy all of this mess. And I hope the viewers, if you want to find us, we have the Lost Harbor, and we also have the Lost Shipyard, which has some other campaigns going on, like the Sandy campaign on there right now. So you want to check that out, go check it out. Also, you can find us on Spotify and on YouTube. On Spotify, everything's under Lost Harbor. Both campaigns are. So, I hope to see you all, and have a good night. Peace.
Bye.